Welcome to the VLenore Show. Here, we will discuss lifestyle, beauty, celebrity gossip, and current events in our own way, my way, the style. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Well, hello, lovers. How are you guys today? It is Thursday, y'all, and I'm hoarse as hell. Okay, no, do not judge. The voice is shot. Okay, my God. Anyway, I'm your host, VLenore. Excuse me, and this is the damn VLenore Show. Jeez, was everything trying to get that out. Anyway, how y'all doing today? It is a thirsty Thursday. It is Thursday, April 2nd. It is. It is. And I am so happy to have you guys with me on today. In fact, I always get, you ever get like weird energy on certain days? Nothing has happened. You just woke up and you're in a not necessarily a funk, but you don't feel quite right. You're not really clear on why you don't feel right, and everything seems to be off balanced. And for during your day, and I wasn't paying attention because I got so many other things that are going on. Wait, today's Wednesday? Jesus, see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Do y'all see what I'm saying? Everything has been off kilter for me all day. You know why? Because I'm planning for Thursday. Because tomorrow is Thursday, and tomorrow the bulk of the move happens. Okay? The move. So I'm planning for Thursday. Everything. Excuse me, y'all. Let me drink something. Hold on. Excuse me. Everything that I'm losing sleep over and thinking about and planning around pertains to tomorrow. So my head is swirling about Thursday. So you are correct. Today is Wednesday. My God, today it is a whole hump day. Okay, it's a whole hump day. Jesus. But anyway, I woke up off my shit. Okay, just not right, as you can see. And I'm like, why? What's going on? Now, mind you, few weeks ago. Well, I'll come back to that. So I'm over here like, I don't know why I feel off. I'm thinking I just feel off kilter because this move has me stressed out of my damn wits. Okay. No lie. Like, I hate moving. Like, there's nothing more, I don't think, from a task standpoint that I hate more than moving. Okay. I don't give a damn if it's moving offices. Like, I don't like moving. I hate the shit. Okay. So please hit the like button. Okay. Because I hate moving. Like, if you can't think of any other reason to hit the like button, just hit it because I don't like moving. Okay. Just hit it because it's Wednesday. I don't know, but hit that shit. Now listen. So I'm still trying to push through. I slept a little longer today than I intended or than was planned for, right? But nevertheless, I'm pushing through, trying to get stuff done to a degree till I stop again. Like, I just don't feel like doing anything. And I know I've got tons of shit to do, but I don't feel like it. Okay. I just don't. And I couldn't, I just, wrapped it all up in the fact that I'm stressed over this damn move. So I'd say around, actually, I could tell you exactly. Hold on. I'd say around, well, I'd say around 3 o'clock. That's when realized that today is April 2nd. Now, I just talked about April 2nd during my birthday, okay? Because on my birthday, I went to dinner with my girlfriends. Well, actually, on my actual birthday, Pastor took me out, okay? But on the day after my birthday, my girlfriends took me out. And one of the girlfriends there, she and I share a very special day, okay? Which is, guess when? April 2nd. I was like, oh shit, it's April 2nd. And she and I, mentioned it because here she is. We're celebrating the birthday. We're talking about different things. And then we're like, oh, and April 2nd is right around the corner. So, long story short, I realized today, oh, it's April 2nd. Now, one of the things that took place on April 2nd of 2010 was my favorite little baby cousin, okay, who is in his 40s, by the way, okay. He's still my baby, all right. So my sweet little baby cousin got married on April 2nd, okay, of 20. Oh, wait, I take that back. I said 20. Actually, when did they get married? I think it was 2010. I think they got married in 2010 on April 2nd. So April 2nd was a day, right, for the family, for them in particular. But then on April 2nd of 2014, my mother passed away. Mhm. Now, it just so happens that one of my best friends, who, again, I had dinner with right around my birthday, we were like, "Ooh, our day is coming." Because she is my friend who, first of all, she's probably one of my, she might be, eh, she's not my oldest friend, but she's damn near one of my very oldest friends. Like, I've known her since kindergarten. I was in kindergarten. She was much older. She was in first grade. Okay. So I was the youngster and I was in kindergarten when we met. And we have gone to school together for years. We have grew up in church together. We're very involved in church together. We both went to the same college for a minute. We both were at Ohio State at the same time, but we've always been connected somehow. But in our adult years, we became very, very connected, right? And we always talked about the fact that we had the same mother, okay? Okay, that these ladies were crazy. That's what we knew, okay? So we always shared that. But then our dads passed away about 2 years apart. Her dad passed away. And then 2 years later, my dad passed away. This was back in the early 2000s. And she was there, with me during that. And after I lost my dad, she and I started doing a Father's Day dinner or breakfast every Father's Day because we didn't have our daddies and we were both daddy's girls. We started doing a Father's Day breakfast that grew into about four of us. Ended up as they lost a father, then they started doing the breakfast with us. Next one lost father, they started doing the breakfast with us, right? Somehow, some way along the way, because two of the ladies moved away. She and I just weren't doing our Father's Day breakfast as consistently, but we did up until about as much as we could till about 2-3 years ago. So I was like, girl, we need to get back on our shit, but we can't now because I'm leaving. But in the midst of talking about that, when we were saying, but we got our Mother's Day thing now. So it's not just Mother's Day. She and I literally share the same date that our mothers passed away. They passed away a couple of years apart from one another, but we still share it, right? So I say all that to say that my energy being off today, I'm sure is largely contributed to the move tomorrow. Yes, no doubt about it. Okay. But also there's this undercurrent, right? of this being the day my mommy passed away. So, just like any other day, when you're feeling down and you're a content creator on YouTube, you go live, baby, because these people out here will make you smile. So I am here, grateful to be here, and I'm okay. I just want you to know there was a little, sometimes it's good to identify. You know what I mean? Like, once I start to realize what was going on, then it was like, oh, I got it. Okay. So in that moment, because I had forgotten during the day. So during that moment when I recognized, I stopped. I took a breath. I reflected. I said a prayer. I had a good little moment, in my mind. I thought about, the good times and that thing and what I missed. And then I wrote a post. And then on social media, to family and friends, I dropped a little post. And then I feel better now. I don't know how to explain it. It was like I guess once I recognized what the hell was going on with me, I actually put myself at ease, if that makes any sense at all. It put me at ease just recognizing, oh, this is what's going on with you today. This is happening. You know what today is, right? That kind of thing. And my baby cousin, the reason why I brought him up is because I felt really bad. The day my mom passed away, he and his wife were celebrating their anniversary. I want to say, they had been together 3 years at that point. And they were celebrating their anniversary and they had to spend it with me. So now this date that's supposed to be a celebration for him is now in his mind. One thing about him, he doesn't see death many do. So he doesn't seem too affected by it. At all. Well, he's not affected by it. That's what I think. I don't think he's affected by it because he has a different way of looking at death than many. He's a former chaplain. He is literally gifted. He was with me when my father passed away. He is actually my mother's, great nephew, my first cousin's son on my mother's side. So he's just been with me throughout death. He's dealt with a lot of death, in our family in general, and he's just good. As crazy as it sounds, he's good with it. Okay, he's good with it. He is the best person to have around you during something like this. So this doesn't like put a damper on his holiday or his anniversary, which is great. And even his wife is not fazed by it. And let me say this, his wife, and look, y'all can correct me in the chat. If I'm wrong, Dimples Wimples, you tell me. But his wife is from New Orleans, okay? So I don't think she sees death like other people do too. So for them, it's fine. They are so supportive. So I had gotten a little heart like every year on this day. One of us reaches out to the other. It's usually because I'm usually slow on the trigger, especially when I know what it is. I'm still slow to the trigger to even acknowledge it too much. I always get a little nervous about my son because my son found my mother when she had passed and they were super duper tight. Like, again, my mother will tell you with no shame, if she were here, that there is no one on the planet that she loved more than my son. Okay. Now she birthed me. She gave birth to me and my sister, but she wanted everybody to know she will kill anybody about that somebody. Okay. She made that very clear. So anyway, he found her. So I always get a little hesitant too as to how much I express about what I'm feeling because I know that that was not easy for him, and he is the kind of guy who just doesn't really give a lot of emotion, put a lot of emotion around stuff. Like he's he's a thinker. Like he's a thinker, I'm a talker. You know what I'm saying? He's a writer, I'm a speaker. He is highly intelligent and a lot more reasonable in his thinking and rational and logical in his thinking than I am. And get this, he's the child of two hams. Like, I don't even know how this nigga is my son. But his father and I both like attention. His father and I both be out here putting on shows. Okay. I know my shows ain't Grammy Award winning. Fuck you. That is not the point. The point is that we're both out here. You know, we like to talk and be in front of the crowd and that sort of thing. But this son, this guy, he's quiet. He's purposeful in his thoughts and his words. And but he's super duper creative, like ridiculously creative. I say all that to say I always get nervous because he doesn't express himself and his feelings all the time, that I get nervous about what he got going on. Okay. How he's feeling about the day. But I usually wait for his lead and see how he doesn't post about stuff like this, but I still take his lead. I can always kind of feel, you know, when it's safe or not safe. So I made a post and I said, you know, beautiful things and things that I wish and that sort of thing about my mommy. So shout out to my mommy. Okay, it's her birthday. Um, yeah, so there's that. Okay, that is that. Let me hold on one second. Yeah, so I posted this picture because my mom did not like taking pictures. She just didn't. So I have very few. I only have maybe like a couple of pictures of us as adults. She always shied away from cameras. Always, always. Um, hell, if somebody else hadn't captured like pictures like these, I wouldn't have them mother suckers. Okay. I wouldn't have these mother suckers. I wouldn't have them at all. Um, but I have this one. I miss my mommy. I do, but I'm not sad. Okay. So y'all don't have to worry about that. I'm not sad. Okay. I'm not. I'm not sad. So there's that. All right. Now, let's say hi to the people. Let's say hi to the people real quick, shall we? Hey, the celebrity juicer. Hey, only me 23, Southside Chi-Town, Acme Listening Inc., Joanna AW, hey Jackie, hey TD Will, hey it's the Rocks, hey Clear Ashes, tell me that part, oh I'm sorry, that part. Justin's mom, the woman he chose, Miss I See You Too, JD, Leela, not Layla, yes, the only black but not damn bitter, okay. Who else? Know Your Own Worth is here. Hey, girl. Leo Lady 251. Miss Apple Pie. Miss Lorraine. Hey. Miss Niecy. Let's see who else is in here. Sarah Colette is in here. Miss Principal. Salty Buzzard. Yes, the people are piling in, and I love it. That dude 06. 06. Look, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. You an alpha in my head. Hey, Natasha. Hi. Let's see. Only me 23 then messed around and did it again. She done messed around and did it again, damn it. Let me pull this shit up. Huh? Now let me pull it up. My God. Okay. Uh-oh. Is it? I swear it does not like me. Hold on one second, y'all. We gonna find out who got this doggone membership. You think we ain't when we are? Oh baby. Oh baby. It's going down. We're gonna find it out right now. Okay. So it appears that it appears that I can't go back that damn far. Ugh. Whoever got the membership from Only Me 23, I pray you thanked her in the chat. Thank you, Only Me 23. I appreciate you. Hey, Justin's mom, who has been a member for 4 months. You taking a day away from us. What? You taking what day? What, tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow I'm taking a day away for sure, child. And probably Friday. because Friday is like cleanup day, and then Pastor has made it date night. Okay, so I got to be done with everything, cleaning, all that, getting my hair cut, showered up, and he's taking me to a show. So yes, honey, I'm taking 2 days away from y'all, more than likely. Yeah, it's true. Hey, Texas Toy. Hey, Nestos and Sonya's pen pal. Who else? Little Lady Di. Southside Chi-Town. Did I say hi to you, girl? I probably did. Yeah, I think I got Dim Folks is here. Jackson Tabasco is here. Yes, Miss HLS is here. Yes, Keisha Love is also here, doggone it. Hey, let's talk about it all is here. All right, we got just about everybody. If I miss anybody in the chat, please forgive me. Hey, the only HL Loves, I see you. Hey, Just Nikki. Hey, Miss Lady. All right, y'all, I'm stopping. I'm going to stop now. Nina Ray all day. Lady T, I ain't saying hi to no damn body else. Doggone it. I get sick of it, Sonya's tooth in the clouds. Minding business. Do you hear me? These people in the cut. Yes, Kiki Saunders. I'm not going to say hi to now one more person. I can't say hi to every single body, JD. It's just not possible. All right? That's a shackle shuffle, walk the shame. Huh? I'm not going to do it, Irie Vibes. It's impossible. It's impossible to say hi to every damn body. Okay, Jay Black? Say Jay ain't doing it. Okay, Unicorn Jim. All right, now we done forever, T. Hey, hello, cat. Okay, I'm done. Now listen, Patty Patty. Now this is what's going to happen. Beauty is her name. I feel like, Fedora, I feel like the people, they be waiting till I, like I'm almost like it look like I done got just about everybody. Fedora. Wait. Okay, there you go. Fedora, I be thinking like I'm almost done, and I feel like there are some mother suckers that like to fall out the fucking sky just to fuck with me because they know I don't like going through here, and I can't say hi to everybody. Dimples Wimples, you know what I'm saying? Jesus, they get on my damn nerves. They do. All right, now I'm done. Now listen. We are going to get back in happy to be happy, guy. Oh God. All right, always loving life. I'm done with you motherfuckers. Okay, listen. Now we're gonna get back into this damn interview. Oh, before I go any further, let me say this too. So the other thing that happened was I went to bed last night and I woke up and the goal on the spot fund campaign that I created. I want you guys to know that we are more than halfway over that goal, and I am immensely grateful for each and every one of you that contributed, were able to contribute. Again, it is not a requirement for my love because I love you regardless. And I know that people have their own shit going on. So I know that for some it is a sacrifice. And so I'm just grateful that you thought enough of me and made space, and actually was a tool that God used to bless me through this transition. And something I said in the members only live. Let me say this yesterday. Something I said in the members only live that I realized I did not say publicly, and that is that I don't want to send some sort of message or lead people to believe that there are people in my real life that aren't helping me, because they are. I have not worked since November. We are now in April, and the bills didn't stop coming. All right. There have been people who have truly had my back. While I was gone, once I came home, and And yeah, as I'm trying to sort through and figure out my next steps. So I don't want people to believe that, because there's so many ways that areas, I should say, that I've been deficient in since I have returned home. And there have been people that God has sent my way, that he has allowed in my life, that he has worked through in my life to help get me to this moment. And I still got, a couple weeks before I'm really going to be settled to where I'm supposed to be. So I just want to say I'm grateful for every one of those individuals that are in my real life. Those of you that are in my my personal and my real life and my virtual life. I just want to say thank you to everybody who gives the encouragement that you do, that gives when it can. Like, all of those things are just, they are not uh, uh, um, ignored. They have not gone unnoticed. I'm just very, very grateful. So, again, thank you, everyone who has allowed me this opportunity to get at least halfway over the goal. So, again, it's all a blessing. I count it all a blessing, and it hasn't even been 24 hours, like crazy. So, anyway, thank you so much. All right, so now let's get into the content, shall we? Shall we? Let's get into the doggone content. And let me see here. We left off just as I went back a little bit, because we left off right when Shay from Phone Calls from Prison hit the panel over here at Tasha K. So again, if you guys are unfamiliar with this particular show, this is the after show, if you will, after show to the interview that Tasha K did with Sonya Durham Waller. All right, back in November of 2023 is when that. I'm not gonna start. I ain't crying, doggone. I said this is gonna be I ain't crying today. Y'all are not. I am not crying today, Dimples Wimples, okay? Although I have plenty of reason. Shit, I could be crying tears of joy, tears of grief, and tears of pain, okay? Because the tears of pain is just thinking about tomorrow. And all this shit I still need to do. That's why I'm going live now, so I can get done. And then if somebody else goes live, I can just listen, honey, while I am sorting and prepping. You know what I mean? Because I think I need to run out at some point. So there's that. So yeah, I am not going. I will not cry today. I ain't gonna do it, child. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't doing it. But the tears of joy would be just seeing the overwhelming amount of support. It has been a doggone blessing. I just can't say. What you say, Fedora? Stopping in to send kisses and hugs, headed back up to the clouds. Okay, girl. Okay, girl. Keep your eye on the chat now. Keep one eye on the chat, girl, and then relax in the clouds. Okay, girl. Thanks, sis. So yeah, and then who was that? What did I just see? Nina Ray all day said, Miss V, tell the ushers to close the doors. Okay, we talked about that yesterday too. Yes, God. Yes, God. Next time the collection plate go around, we gonna close the damn doors. Don't act like y'all new to it. I want y'all to leave Marvin's Sapp alone, because y'all not gonna tell me that y'all don't remember a pastor, didn't have a pastor, ain't in the same damn church where they was doing that shit 20 years ago. Because God knows that was a thing. It wasn't even nothing for me to blink at. Seeing Marvin Sapp doing, I just thought, oh, they still doing that. And I just kept on going on with my life. The fact that everybody, the internet stood still looking at this shit like it was unfamiliar. Like y'all didn't know nothing about this shit. This shit been going on. All he did was reach back into the repertoire of the history's greatest preachers. They have all done that shit right there. Okay, so y'all go just leave Marvin Sapp alone. He was trained up to do it. Okay, it is what it is. Now, do I subscribe to his thinking? Absolutely fucking not. You ain't gonna keep me nowhere. But I ain't gonna lie, I haven't always been this grown, because there was a time when I was scared to breathe during tithes and offerings. Scared to damn breathe. Do you hear me? So it is what it is. I was saying you gonna let me out. Cause see, they used to say they can't leave till offering is done. No motion in the sanctuary unless you walking up there to drop that money in that plate or that box. Okay, so don't act brand new, black people. If you've been going to church, you know how this go. Shit, I'm just saying. I'm just saying we ain't gonna act brand new now. Hey, Forever T. I sure missed the rally call. So here's a small token. Oh, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I really do. Thank you so, so much, honey. So yes, y'all. So there's that. So next time I pass the plate, I'm telling the ladies in blue and them two niggas to block the door. Okay? All right. If you know who them two niggas is, put their name in the chat. Okay. Okay. I'm telling all the beautiful ladies in blue and them two niggas. All right. Because that's what they are sometimes, you know. If you know who they are, you put their names in the chat. I'm going to tell them to block the doors. Okay. Now, them two niggas should be at the door. That's where they're supposed to be. They're the fucking bouncers up in this bitch. Okay. So, what you say, Dimple? Why not, Dimples Wimples? Why? Are you afraid of the fire department? What is wrong with you? You better get your whole body in front of that door. Don't let nobody out. Damn it. Dimples Wimples said, I will be out the doors before the doors come out your mouth. Shut up already. Shut up. Hold on 1 minute, y'all. I am seeing. Oh, so I just got a Cash App, y'all. Let me acknowledge it. Wait. And I know. Hold on 1 second. Because while I recognize the name, hold on. I don't want to say. I don't remember the what's my jigger name? Hold on. Happy to be happy. Thank you so much for this Cash App. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I had to go back and double check. Oh, and then there was also, of course, Shell Loves. Thank you so much, girl, for the Cash App. Your ass from yesterday. And then also, wait a minute. Because I'm pretty sure this person told me their name in the past. Hold on. I'm determined. I don't see. And then there's someone else with the initials DW. I'm just trying to check. Yeah, DW. Thank you so much for the Cash App. Okay. From yesterday. These were ones I did not get a chance to speak to. So anyway, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Now, damn it. We're going to do this. Did y'all say who those two niggas are in the chat? I don't see it. Why don't I see their names? Y'all don't know who those two niggas are? The ladies in blue and them two niggas? You don't know who they are? I don't see nothing their name. Well, ain't that some shit? You don't know who they are? Y'all better know who they are. They the damn bouncers in this bitch. You don't know who they are? One of them actually has a black belt. I mean, I'm just saying what I'm saying. One does. Y'all don't know who them two niggas are? Thank you, Dimples Wimples. Dennis with the glasses and native tribe. Yes, Miss Lady. Okay, Miss Lady, put the emojis in the chat. Okay. Yes, Miss Nisi. What the hell's wrong with you people? Well, one of them has a black belt. Put in the chat which one you think that is. Who do you think has a black belt? Between those two. Maybe they both do, but one for sure. um, um, Dennis Dimples Wimples. Why are you calling that man Airbnb Dennis? Dennis. Why they call you Airbnb Dennis? Is it because you was over there snoring in the Airbnb with Sylvia? They better put some respect on your name, because I already know that you would never, A, be in an Airbnb with Sylvia, and B, be snoring. I know that ain't the truth. Not Chicken Wang Dennis. Not Chicken Wang Dennis. Jesus. Not Salty Buzzer said, see, this is why. Wait. Salty Buzzer done said, butt on the ground. He ain't boots on the ground. He butt on the ground. Why they be saying that? Why they say that? Is it because he slipped in and tripped and sort of stumbled a tad bit in the snow? Like, stop it. Fedora said, not Dennis, because he would have been able to break a fall. Well, I got news for you. It's Dennis. Dennis has a black belt. Yes. Dennis has a black belt and Sylvia has a black dress. Okay. And that is why Attitudes and Tylenol is calling him Black Dress Byron. Okay. Black Dress Byron. You better call him Black Belt Byron. Okay. Put some respect on his name. Dimples Wimples 504 said, mud wrestling in the Airbnb. I know you lying. You are lying. My man would never. Okay? He would never be caught dead mud wrestling Sylvia in an Airbnb. You have better stop it. Dimples Wimples said that black belt didn't help break that fall. I don't know that they're designed to do that. I don't think that black belts are suitable training ground for breaking falls in snow. I don't think that they cover that. Of course they don't cover it. They're usually in there practicing barefoot. So of course they're not planning to be out in the snow so that they can do that. Girl, see, you wrong for that. You are wrong for that. I don't care what you say. Okay, know your own worth. What you say? Know your own worth said, I don't agree with Pastor Marvin Saps, but he is not alone with this marketing business strategy in church. Just saying, just my opinion. Hey, I'm telling you, it's effective because there are fools. While there is a good number of people that feel like we all feel and will be turning our nose up and feeling the way about it, there are enough people that would buy into it. There are enough people who would be obedient, thinking that they are truly being obedient to God, and that this man of God is being used by God to execute the vision of God. And there's enough people that will listen to the man and not move and give the very specific amount or whatever that he's requesting, and and feel convicted to do so, right? There are a good number, and that is unfortunate. Now, at the same time, I'm not so sure that every preacher who acts in this way, who does believe in the same principles as Marvin Sapp, I'm not saying that they're bad people either. That's what they've been taught. I done seen it all my life. So I don't know why all of a sudden people are like, oh, nigga, if you went to church and you went to a black church, it happened all the damn time. And if you live here in Columbus, Ohio, and you go to a church here called World Harvest, where the pastor is what's the name? Parsley, Rod Parsley. You will hear him say some shit like that, because one time I was there present with Juanita Bynum, and I had to get the hell up and walk the F out. And that's a big church, and I was sitting in the front and had to pass through several people to get out the door. There were people sitting at the door because, you know, they had chairs everywhere. Everybody had come to see Juanita Bynum. And so it was packed. And they had people sitting places, you know, you ain't supposed to see them because of fire hazards, but you know, that's what we do in the black church. And since Rod Parsley is a culture vulture, that is my opinion. That is my opinion. He is a black gospel, black church culture vulture. And I don't feel nothing he got to say. I don't like how he talks. It's too damn performative. I ain't with it. Nevertheless, he will say that shit over there. And I left the fuck out. Okay? I left. Talking about one of his cameras went out and the camera's $150,000. So you in this big ass, and you ain't got $150,000 for a camera, you ain't got no insurance on it. Why are we coming out of our pockets separately for some damn extra $150,000? And now everybody within the sound of your voice got to give $27.82 and some shit like that. That gets on my nerves. I can't stand that shit. I don't respect it at all. All right? I don't like it. Me no likey. All right. So there's that. Anywho. Hi, Be the One. Hey, Sherry. Okay. Now listen. Hey, Sherry. Wait a minute. Sherry said, I'm in confusion. Been in church all my life and have been taught there will be no walking during tithes and offerings. I just obeyed. Yeah, I know. But understand, while you were obeying what you thought was the word of God, you were obeying that man who said, close the doors because I can't let this money leave out here without me draining as much as I possibly can. Now, that is my feeling. I don't know your pastor. I'm just saying, I don't know your pastor. This is what I believed of all the pastors who was doing this shit. I'm serious. They were like, oh, wait a minute. We got to drain these pockets because these niggas don't like to give anyway. So we're going to drain the pockets as much as we possibly can and hold the doors and hold the tithes and offering until we get the amount we need. I've seen it. I saw it happen over there with Rod Parsley twice on that day. That's when I got up and left. I was there 3 hours and Juanita Bynum hadn't even gotten up to preach, but she had come out there to put on a whole performance to encourage people to give, and said that the Lord told her everybody in the room needs to give 47 or 87, some damn amount she gave. Now, this is after we done already took an offering up about that damn raggedy ass camera that went down, because it was so important that we got it. And they must not earn enough to afford $150,000 camera. They need to get some insurance on them damn cameras, because it made no sense to me. But we needed to go ahead and they needed to put up an offering for that right there. So then they did that. Okay, now that's separate. They do an offering, but then they do an offering for this special situation. So during the main offering is when Juanita Bynum came out there in the midst of the offering and said that the Lord told her that everybody need to give. It was some other random number. Okay, like 60 something dollars. It was some random number like that. And she was determined not to let nobody do nothing till it got done. Hell, Juanita Bynum has been known to tell people, if you ain't got money, take off them shoes, take off that ring, take off that watch, take off them earrings. She has been that person. Okay, she done left up out the church with full-blown wardrobes and shit. Like, these people, I ain't do that with them. Don't do it with me. You know what I'm saying? But I hear what you're saying, Sherry Child. I hear what you're saying. What you say, Sherry? Sherry said, yep, I thought it is a secret moment with God. I had an emergency and needed to sneak out of service early, and the ushers literally would not let me leave. I felt like a hostage. Absolutely. It's happened more than one time in my church growing up. I saw it many, many times. You knew you better go to the bathroom and pee. You better not be trying to leave early. You better go. If you leaving early, you better leave before the tithes and offering. It had got to the point where they wouldn't even preach the word until the tithes and offering was looking the way it needed to look, baby. We ain't doing that at the end, because once y'all get the word, y'all like to leave. So you know, they don't want you spending all of the tithe money at the chicken house after church. It's not acceptable. Okay. So yeah, girl, I know. You could not move during the offering, baby. Anyway, what you say, Jay? What's crazy is that these will be those prosperity churches pulling a Jedi mind trick that the more they give to the church, the more prosperous that person will be. Exactly. And that's the way they pull you in. That's exactly how they pull you in. Leo lady said, I'm with you, V. I'm not down with using God to fluff their pockets. I would say the Lord told me to keep your to keep my money. Excuse me, I get it. Because you know, they say that when somebody comes to you prophesizing something in your life, it's supposed to be confirmation of what he's already told you. So if somebody's telling you some shit you ain't never heard before, you never had an inkling of, you had no thoughts that this was a possibility, it probably ain't from God. I ain't saying it's foolproof, but I'm saying there's a good chance that didn't come from God in the first place. So just know that. So if God told them that you need to part ways with your money, but God didn't tell you, now God could have told you, don't get it effed up in here, okay? Because God might have told some of us what to do with our money and we didn't want to do it. Now there is that. But on the flip side, if this is something God ain't never tussled with you about, or God ain't never whispered in your ear, or never gave you some inclination that this is true and real and of his will, baby, it probably ain't. I'm just saying. Facts and Feathers said, well, Marvin said, you got to pay to sit up here. And that's the other thing too. Let's not get it effed up. I told y'all that story about, you know, how I knew Evander Holyfield back in the day, right? Like how I would see him all the time, that sort of thing. And how my friend knew him from, you know, I didn't say, did I say how they knew each other? Yeah, I did. They knew each other from church growing up. She was much younger than him, but they knew each other from church. And then he later, though, this was like an older church that they knew each other from. But you know, when he became an adult, he came over there to World Harvest, and he was over there, giving World Harvest a lot of money. He helped build that church. And so he had reserved seating. I'm sure if he still goes to that church, I bet he still got a seat in the front if he still go over there. He had reserved seating. And I always thought that's interesting, because I know that the deaconesses have reserved seating. I know the deacons have reserved seating. I know the choir, they got reserved seating. I know the associate pastors, they got reserved seating. Hell, the ushers got reserved seating. My question is, why does Evander have reserved seating? What the hell? Ain't he a whole nigga like everybody else? And doing all the ungodly shit I know he was over there doing. Are you serious? You better give me a break. I ain't going for it. But yeah, you will pay to sit here. Okay. So I'm just saying, child. I am just saying. I know guest ministers, they got reserved seating, but baby, when a random nigga from the congregation has reserved seating, you need to look twice at that. Like, seriously. I understand. Look, if a free seat is available up front, yeah, put him up there. But shit, like the same seat for he and a guest, get the hell out of here. This is church. This is church. Act like they got box seats at the game. Like, give me a break. Anyway. Yeah, absolutely. You know, didn't he have a whole altar? The only black but not bitter said that sounds like Creflo and World Changers. Didn't he have a whole? I know he got an ATM in the church. I ain't mad at the ATM in the church. A lot of people say something about it. I don't have a problem with it. Hell, how many times have I needed cash in the church? I mean, look, I need it. Even if that means I'm leaving church for one meeting and I'm going out to get some food when I leave here, I need to go to the ATM. It is a thing. No big deal. Okay. No big deal. I don't have a problem with you having an ATM in the thing. But I do see a problem when you have a whole altar that's made up of $1 million in cash and it's just cash. And it's just sitting there in the front of the. Why? Why did somebody feel the need to take hard-earned cash, $1 million of it, form an altar, and then you want to sit it up in the center? It's almost like if that's not worshiping, I don't give a damn what nobody says. I'm not saying that they are telling people to worship an altar of money, but that is what it's giving. If you are standing in front of an altar that is made up of cash, what message are they sending? Now, I don't know if this altar, yes, the woman he chose. Now, I don't know if this said altar is in there now, was always there, or, now I know it wasn't always there, but is there now, if it was just there for a period of time, I don't know. But why would anybody withdraw $1 million cash to create an altar? That money is not even earning interest. What is it that you are hoping to accomplish? What was that about? That is crazy. The only black but not bitter said, I only visited World Changers one time. I was done when they passed an empty chitlins bucket as the offering tray, and when they twisted the scripture to convince people to give more money. Honey, I was already feeling the way the first time I went in there, and I told you they walked up on me. Or did I tell y'all? Walked up on me, didn't say hi, nothing. The lady came, walked up on me, had a tissue in her hand with her hand out. I looked at her like, what's wrong with you? And she was like, I need that gum. Well, bitch, hi. How are you too? How you doing? May God be with you as well. Jesus. Bitch, I'm not going to take the gum out and stick it nowhere. Girl, like, I didn't like it. Okay. Anywho, yes, child. Creflo Dollar had a whole $1 million altar. Now, the fact that you would change your name to Dollar and then you create an altar of $1 million and you want me to think that that's not who you are? No, that's who you are. That is who the fuck you are. Okay, so anyway, let's get into it, shall we? Let's. All right, hit the like button for me, please. I appreciate you. I sure do appreciate you. All right. Okay, so let's listen to where we left off. Reason why I stopped here is because Sylvia is about to read off the charges, okay? And one of the things that Sylvia says that stood out to her was the fact that Sonya was downplaying the charges. So let's see.
but that was it. The what else?
The charges. Let's talk about the discrepancy in the charges. Okay.
I have all the charges here.
Go ahead, Sylvia.
One of the things that I felt she was very delusional is when she tried to downplay the charges that he has. He has some serious charges, and I'm not saying.
Oh, you didn't like that about Sonya, huh? You didn't like that she was playing games and not taking seriously the charges that this man is facing. That's what you're saying? Because that's what I heard, and I get what you're saying, girl. I sure do. I absolutely get what you're saying. Let's listen.
Saying that he did it, but these are alleged charges that that shows great concern to the courts, right?
Okay.
He started his life of criminality. I'm just making up words.
Sylvia, hold that thought.
That's a good one.
Sylvia, hold that thought. Hold that thought. We just got somebody that's going to come in for like 5 minutes that we're going to thank. Okay.
Ooh.
And then I want you to hold those charges because I want to hear from you. Okay. This person has 10 minutes.
Okay.
Y'all welcome phone calls from prison.
Yay!
Come on up here. How you doing? Phone call from prison.
Hey guys. Hey.
Y'all put some yellow hearts in the chat for her. Okay. Yellow hearts in the chat for our girl Shay. That's right. From phone calls from prison, baby. Okay. She is the reason that you all and I know one another. Yes, baby. She's the reason. You know what I'm saying? Well, she and Bougie too, because Bougie set it off in motion. But right now we're gonna rain them praises over that girl PCFP, honey. That Shay girl. Yes, we love it. We love it. Thank you, Bougie, and thank you, Shay, from phone calls from prison. Okay, let's listen.
Tasha, real talk.
Hi.
Hey.
Thank you.
Hey.
I saw you just dropped another call. We did want to show you some love because you have been pulling these phone calls for everybody to listen to.
I did. It just so happened to just random the way it all started, but got caught up in the Alec Murdaugh trial, looked for his jail calls, couldn't find them, requested them, decided to put them on YouTube, started to make a whole channel about it in case people, looked for like full jail calls. You can't really find them. You always find like snips and bits and pieces. And as that was happening, Real Talk, or I should say Love Lies and Lace Fronts, came in, dropped a comment and was like, hey, check out Ernest Williams. This is Shirley Strawberry's husband. He's in Cobb County. Can you get his calls? And I was like, I'm sure going to try, and I was connected to Steve, didn't anyway, already requested the calls. So this was never like a clout chase. I learned about it as I was listening to the calls. The story unfolded for me as it has for like everyone else.
So were you shocked with the information that came up on these calls?
Oh, yeah. I mean, absolutely. Because when I heard Sonya's calls, at first there was, really nothing substantial. But then I was like, okay, there's something here. I'm just from my own opinion. I know she denied it in your interview.
I was going to ask, what were your thoughts on the interview?
I try to keep my opinions very limited, especially when it comes to the charges, because, they're just allegations right now. But as far as the affair goes, I think it's evidently clear, that there's something, I'll just say it's sexual going on there with Sonya and Ernesto. That's just my opinion. Like I said, she has every right to deny it, but I will say she was right about one thing. I have not released all of the calls yet between her and Ernesto, but that's the reason why is because there's so many of them. She back and counted last night, and there's over 900 and something. Like, I don't have time in the day with 24 hours using every hour from the moment this started. I would not have like half of them done by now.
Hold on one second, y'all. Of course, the buffering will start. Now, I don't know why this is happening with this video, but if y'all recall, when we were going through this video before, and then it was what am I trying to say? It was, buffering from time to time. But as soon as we went over to Sylvia's channel and was looking at Sonya getting told off by Naomi Grace, why was that video just fine? We were streaming that shit live. Make it make sense. But anyway, let's listen to what Shay has to say.
Of them, she said there was like 400 and something. I went back and counted last night, and there's over 900 and something. Like, I don't have.
That is crazy. I mean, we heard this part before. This is about when we got the, the note that Sonya was over there getting her ass handed to her. But this is crazy. At the time of this after show special, it was December. Now, the interview took place in November, but it didn't air until December. And I want to say this is the day after the interview dropped. And so this was December of 2023. And Sonya had been talking to this man since August of 2022. And by the time were 900 calls. 900 calls. That's 3 calls a day on average. 3 calls a day that you're paying for. So if you're paying $18 a day, $18 a day for a year and a half, or not even a year and a half, like a year and a quarter of time, that's a lot of talking. That's a good amount of money for someone who I'm sure hasn't dropped any type of real money on you. Okay. It didn't cost him a thing to text you. It was 5 minutes out of his day. He probably was working his toys on a girl on one side while he was texting you on the right. Like, come on. Like, this man did not give a damn about you, Sonya. Not like that. But you are already out the gate just spending money. Okay. Putting money on the books too. Putting money on so he can watch movies and text you and that kind of shit. Like, all of that is separate. Okay. Your commissary account is different than your communications account. Your phone account is separate from your texting account. Like, all of it's separate. It's all different. So if the girl says she spent $600 on the phone calls, then that tells me she spent a lot more money than that, because she still was putting money on his books. That's separate. She was still paying. Sometimes they pay, and we have to look into this. But do you know you have to pay for visits? Do you know in most of these places you pay for visits through GTL? And so if she was having to pay for her visits, maybe she didn't have to pay. But baby, she was getting up and going every week. Now she's paying for these, or somebody is paying for these FaceTime calls. These shits ain't free. They are not free. They don't give you free shit in there. So all of this crazy, but let's listen.
Have enough time in the day with 24 hours, using every hour from the moment that I would not have like half of them done by now.
Do you feel like you in the relationship, like you the third party?
I mean, there's something a little like, I don't know, just tantalizing, I guess, about listening into someone's conversations. But hey, this is public record. This is an inmate. He's being charged. This came from the government. This was legal. I'm not violating anyone's privacy. I got this from the sheriff's department, but
Baby, you're doing great.
Yes, you're not violating his privacy because he has no privacy. He is the property of the state of Georgia. He has no rights. I won't say no rights. He has limited, if any. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the rights that you do have, they'll stump right over them motherfuckers. So you really don't have any. But privacy, you definitely don't have a right to. You don't have a right to shit in private, let alone talk on the phone that they are paying for and policing. You're damn right. And so the fact that she comes out here and says, well, the DA was listening. Hell, you ought to be more concerned about the DA listening, but you're not. So you saying, well, we always knew they were listening. Well, we can't tell because you sound stupid. If that is the case, if you knew that they was listening, and we know that you know that, like, who doesn't know it? I guess you just never thought that people were paying that close attention to it. But trust me, they were still paying attention. Don't think they weren't going to be listening to your calls. They're always hoping that one of you dummies will slip up and say some shit that they can use as a part of their case. And 9 times out of 10, it happens. So you know, oh, he has no damn privacy. He's not deserving of it. Thank God. Somebody needs to watch him at all times because this man is a menace to society. I said it. If you don't like it, I don't give a damn. Okay, anyway. Let me say hi to the people. Hey, know your own worth. Yes, be $1,000 prayer line in church. What do you mean $1,000? Are you telling me, girl? I know you lying. Are you saying that people would pay $1,000 for prayers and hope that the prayers are going to be answered because they paid the $1,000? I know you lying. I know you're lying. Okay. Are you serious? Are you saying that, or are you saying that no, I'm guessing that's what you're saying, huh? That's crazy. Sheesh. Attitude and Tylenol has been a member for 10 months. Black Dress Byron, yes. Oh, and by the way, Know Your Own Worth has been a member for 33 months. I just thought I'd throw that out there. Okay. Know Your Own Worth. Thank you so much for gifting a membership or 5 memberships, girl. Thank you so much. Okay, they went to Nina Ray all day, DJ, Coco Chanel. I'm not Job. Oh my God. And Sonya B. I'm not Job. Have all been gifted memberships from the one and only. I know she doesn't have it in her title, but she's the one and only. Know Your Own Worth. Thank you, Know Your Own Worth. Smooches, I love you. Thank you. Okay, and then Misha 64 said, hello, V and Stylers. Finally able to catch a live show again. Yay, Misha. We're always here, girl. The replay gang is cool. You know, it's always good. Thank you so much, sis, for being here. Know Your Own Worth. Girl, are you serious? So you pay $1,000 and you gonna get your best prayer on the line, and that prayer, not the prayer, but the prayer. Okay, so that prayer is going to ensure that for $1,000 you get exactly what you hoping for. Well, I'll be damned. Hit the like button. Shit. Ooh, okay, let's listen, y'all.
Hey, work? You ain't got to explain, sir.
I'm just saying.
You're doing great work. So what do you do when you get these calls? Do you like have a glass of wine and just sit up and be like, what am I going to hear? And you just listen. You don't, it's not necessarily like they're labeled. You just listen to see if you can listen for something, and then you determine whether or not it's good enough to go on YouTube, or you just put them all on YouTube. How does that work?
So yeah, if I put them all on YouTube, my channel would just be convoluted with just like normal conversations, because there's so many of those. I mean, if everyone wanted those, I mean, I might get them out within the next year, because that's how many there are. But it's just, you know, me and my husband, you know, he gets the request.
Shay, we thank you for getting this shit out for 2 years. Okay. You've been pumping out the shit. And even, let's be clear, even though there may have been a gap in time where Shay wasn't able to put out as much content of Nesto, she had already put out enough content that we still had enough to chew on. We still had things that we could go back and think about, things we're learning that now it sounds differently in 2024 or differently in 2025 than it did 2022 and 2023 when we first heard it or when they first said it. And now we have, you know, more context around what they're talking about. Like, she had already put out enough content between those videos and the text messages and then the visits. Like, baby, like, I still have shit to go over with y'all. I still have shit to go over with y'all. But okay, we're gonna listen. Let's listen a little longer to this though. Okay. Shout out to Shay and Phone Calls from Prison.
And I kind of do the editing, you know, but we both do the listening, and with both sets of ears, you know, even we still miss stuff. Viewers point out all the time. I'm like, wow, I did not hear that. Other YouTube ladies, I should say, they see stuff, and I'm like, wow, you know, because I like to watch their commentary. I like to watch their takes. So yeah, it depends. I think something's like informative that will help explain something to do with the case or with Shirley. I definitely push that out first. So she's right. I don't put them out in chronological order because if I did, I think no one would care about this story.
Possibly.
No, you definitely got it popping out here. I mean, ladies, y'all agree?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Keeping us all fed. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I love that it's a community effort. I absolutely love it. If any of you have ever heard anything negative, anything has come from me, just so you know, like I love all of you guys and the viewers and this whole community that has been created. I am appreciative. Just want you guys to know.
Thank you. Is there
Aw.
anything else you want to say
Absolutely.
before we drop you down?
Shay, we are appreciative of you, honestly. And that's why, like, she is the MVP of this sector. Like that, there's no getting around that. This girl, and I say that respectfully, this lady and her husband, curating this content. They're filling out the paperwork. They're taking it in. They're having to listen to each of these calls. They are needing to not just listen to them, but possibly edit them, redact information from them to ensure the privacy of others, things that the actual callers were not doing. I mean, that's not an easy task. They edit each and every single one of those videos when they get them. And that takes work. And this is not the only content that the woman and her husband have to put on their channel. It's not, it never has been, and it's not. And yes, she has been able to, when I say she, I mean, her team collectively. They have done the business. You know what I mean? They have done the work. They have put this out here. And I'm sure it wasn't no easy task. So like I said, and then it came a point where it was clear that when Wade Wilson came around, that's what, now that's the moneymaker. But even in the midst of that, she didn't leave us high and dry. She's still feeding us. She's still feeding us. This lady. Okay, she is still giving us something to chew on. So anyway, shout out to Shay and her husband. Phone calls from prison.
No, one last little thing is I do know that Sam has a phone number, so there's even more calls out there.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Ooh, child.
and I'm looking for them.
Look at Sylvia's face. Let me show you Sylvia's face. As soon as phone calls from prison says there are more calls, Sonya has an alternate phone number. Did you really think that Shay wasn't going to pick that up? Oh, yeah, she got it. And when you say, Sonya, that y'all weren't using different PIN numbers, that's a lie. We've even heard the PIN numbers. They say the name of the inmate when the call happens. That's how we know he's using different PIN numbers. Like, come on. And let's not get it effed up. The only way, well, I ain't gonna give you no ideas. Never mind. There's ways probably for them to sidebar, have conversation on the phone without it coming back. But anyway, I'm not. Anyway. And while I'm sure Shay knows it, and while I'm sure they know it as well, and many of you, I'm just not saying it out loud because, just because, you know what I'm saying? Like, why give them an idea if they don't have it? And two, why put it out here? Like, fuck it. Anyway, but they're two. I know that those opportunities are far and in between where these guys are concerned, because they try to talk too often and nobody is going to help them in the way they need to be helped, considering the amount of time they choose to talk on the phone and that sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, okay, so you see how Sylvia's looks very happy to hear that her future bestie has an alternate phone and that there are more calls to be heard and listened to. She seems a little anxious. She often has stated that we're crazy for wanting to listen to the calls, but in this moment, she seemed to be down with listening to the calls. She seemed down with the idea. that calls will be exposed. There will be calls available to listen to. Like, stop with this self-righteous shit that's coming from someone who was just trying to twerk for Jesus, and then over there talking about After Dark with the Bible lady talking about nasty shit. About how you have sex, where you have sex, what you get when you use sex. I mean, what? Like, girl, like, you are such a walking contradiction. There's nothing to respect over there. Nothing. But anyway, let's listen.
Why them?
Is it true that they plan? Did you hear on the phone call that they plan to choose my platform, or were they talking shit?
Okay, so they were wanting to like message some guy Jason from Hollywood Unlocked. They were wanting to message like Gossip Girl XOXO. They had so many ideas. I haven't ran into the call where they talked about you yet because, like I said, there's so many. But I do have a call where Sonya is playing a portion of your video in the background to Ernesto about like the Shirley Strawberry situation.
Okay.
And they talk a little shit. I'm just,
Oh, okay.
they do just a little. I mean, you know,
What they say? I want to know what they say. Everybody talk shit about me. I'm good though.
No. I think just Sonya called you messy a few times.
That's true.
And then Nesto, I don't. That's Nesto's words. I ain't got that mouth. Okay.
Okay. He called me Keisha K.
Tisha K.
That's what he called me in the interview last night.
So he called you Keisha K.
Keisha K, Tisha K. You better do your motherfucking job. You better go do your research. I said, yeah, buddy, wait on it. Listen. Listen, no, but thank you so much for Phone Calls from Prison. You guys can follow Phone Calls from Prison at Phone Calls from Prison. You don't have an Instagram page, do you?
I do, but it's like I don't do anything on it. Really.
That's what I was gonna say. Because
Yeah.
I was trying to message you when we were trying to get you, but one of these young ladies had got you for me. So I do appreciate you taking time out of your day. Thank you so much for your hard work and this awesome content. And yeah, just keep it up.
Thanks for having me, Tasha.
Anytime,
Thank
Mama.
you.
All right, bottoms up. You can go ahead and drop her down. All right, so Sylvia, please tell us about these charges from what y'all call Nasty Nesto, Shirley.
Yes, Sylvia, tell us all about Nasty Nesto and Shirley Strawberry's husband, Nasty Nesto, and these charges, the one that Sonya is trying to screw but can't because he's in jail and he's never getting out. I'm just saying. Do y'all think that Sonya will marry Nesto when he goes to prison, because he's going? Do you think that Sonya will marry him so that she can go and have conjugal visits with him? I think she would. I think that she would move near wherever it is that he's going to be housed, or the largest city closest to where he would be housed. And I think that she would definitely marry him, and they would, pose it like it's a, and not a love thing. It's a, it's a business transaction, so they could both get their rocks off, and I think that that's what they would do. And I think Sonya would love that because she would be able to keep track of him. She knows nobody else is screwing him. I think she would do it. Do y'all think she would do it? Because I do. I straight up and down think she would go. Sure do. Hit the like button.
Strawberry's husband.
Do you want me to start with the light case charges or the?
Yeah, girl, run it down.
Run
All
it
right.
down,
We got
girl.
number
I
time.
made a list. This is all the charges with recent
Ooh.
cases, right? These are all the charges about.
Ooh, Sylvia, you over there making damn let me go back. Y'all gotta see this list, child. The notes she been taking.
I messaged you when we were trying to get you, but one of these young ladies had got you for me. So I do appreciate.
Oh, hold on. I went back too far. Hold on. Show that piece of paper.
Harvey is buying used laptops
And drives a Bentley.
Right, but here,
Oh, did I miss him? Okay, right.
what y'all call Nasty Nesto, Shirley Strawberry.
Wait till we get here. I'm gonna show y'all this.
Do you want me to start with the light case charges or the?
Yeah, girl, run it down.
Run it down.
All right.
We got number
I
time.
made a list. This is all the.
That is your list. Let me make it big so y'all can see the list. Sis was doing a research. She was running down the charges. She can't act like she don't know what the charges are. She can't act like she don't understand the severity of them because she said it out her mouth. She don't like the idea that these charges are being downplayed. Sis has a whole diagram. She got a whole like a family tree of damn charges. Like, girl, Like they growing roots and shit. Look at all them charges and stuff. So let's listen to what all Sylvia has been thinking about and sorting through and researching as she realized just how severe these damn charges are, child. Because she thought that it was funny when she heard that there are more calls from a second phone. Now, yes, and that more calls are coming out. And if you want me to believe that in 2025 of April, okay, April 2025. If y'all want me to believe that Sylvia ain't still listening to them calls or ain't still keeping up with the calls, she may have missed one here or there. But if you want me to believe that that girl don't check for these calls and check for this shit and watch these lives, you got another thing coming. You got another thing coming if that's what you want me to believe, because I'll never believe it. Sis is on it, knows it, been knowing how nasty this Negro is. And let's hear her run down the charges.
Charges from this recent cases, right? These are all the charges. It's about 36 charges. Remember, she said it wasn't that many charges, and then the amount.
Yeah, she said 9, but then they dropped 2.
But remember, the cases plus the charges. So
Right.
There's 9 cases, but there are multiple charges inside those cases.
Mhm.
So
And she knows this. She
Yeah.
knows it. But she spoke about it. I was really curious as to why she was downplaying them so much, because she's talked in detail about how all these charges that you have. I believe she even numbers them. I think she said 30 something. So she knows better.
Yes, 36. And then the one that really, really got me is with the CP charges, right? She made it seem as if you couldn't
Oh,
tell.
you're talking about the liking kids, the watching
Yeah.
kids. Okay. Tell us about those. And she talked about the reality too a little bit. She
We're
was
gonna talk
saying-
about it.
Go
No,
ahead.
I do need to make correction because it was not him doing anything. It's the pictures that was inside the devices.
Okay.
So, I know she tried to explain it, but I don't know how it got there or anything like that. I can't speak on that. But according to the arrest records, these pictures were found on the device. It didn't say computer, it didn't say phone, it just said devices.
It did. Okay. Because she did say that he bought in the interview on TashaKLive.com, she said that he bought Nasty Nesto a used computer. And I'm like, a man associated with someone like Shirley Strawberry, who's associated to Steve Harvey, is buying used laptops.
And drives a Bentley.
Right. But here's the thing, Sonya, I don't know why she thinks she's some sort of professor, detective, Esquire, if you will. But even in talking about the forensics of the computer, right, we all know that that's a thing. They can research and go and check. Here's the thing, though. Forensics also will be able to tell how often and the last time he accessed those files. So I don't know why she thought that was such a big point. They would be able to tell if he was accessing the logins, all of that. They wouldn't know that.
They don't know exactly where they're coming from, whose phone, who typed it in,
Absolutely.
and what. So Sylvia, go ahead, break it down for us real quick.
According to the record itself, there was actually 4 pictures that they basically really honed in because they recognize the age based on the measurement, the hands, the body style, pubic hair, and things like that.
Okay.
So 4 pictures that they actually said that this was underage. Okay. The other pictures are like pictures with cartoons and pictures that
Like what Ren and Stimpy used to do back in the day.
I guess so.
Ren and Stimpy was nasty, and they was gay. People didn't know that. Go ahead.
There are 30 pictures that depicted other things like, the cartoons, small frame. It didn't say they were underage, so that's why I did not put underage on those pictures because you couldn't tell what age they were. But in those pictures that they could tell, there were animals doing certain things with the private parts of the female, the child. For example, one where the dog was licking her private part. And then another one where she's sitting and she's on her knees and she's doing fellatio on the dog. Okay. And then there's another one where they said she has on knee-high socks and shoes and no underwear, and then she's performing oral on what they believe to be a dog. That's another position. And they said her vagina area was clear and it was displayed and had a puffy libido with no hair.
Why did they emphasize puffy?
I don't know.
I think I know why they would emphasize that.
Why,
because
Nyla?
that would some sort of battery there in that area. Some sort of inflammation or swollen.
You think
Okay,
that's a sign of
Nasty.
puberty, maybe?
The
I wonder-
swollen, a puffy labia.
I'm not
I mean,
sure,
the
but I'm
young
wondering,
trying
like
to
a
remember,
developing
like, when I was
young's
young.
body.
Go
I don't know,
ahead.
but I mean,
I'm
that's a
sorry.
good point too, Nyla. I didn't think of that. But yeah, he had those toys in his possession when he was arrested. So that would be, it's part of his MO.
What toys?
Yeah.
That's toys, yeah.
A leather mask with zippers, 2 sex toys, and a bottle of liquid Viagra.
What?
Mhm.
How old is Nesto?
I swear, Tasha K in this damn case, it was blowing her mind. It's like she didn't know shit was going. Baby, Tasha K was taken aback every time she learned a new charge, a new aspect, a new detail of this case, this man. She is floored by it every time. Now, on the flip side, I see some people saying, yeah, Sylvia thought that shit was funny about the puffiness. Like, she didn't understand. I don't know. Sylvia is very inappropriate. Sylvia has no real emotional intelligence to me, no real critical thinking skills. Like, the shit she just says off the rip, like the way, like, it annoyed me yesterday. Was that yesterday when she was trying to what was it? Something she was saying yesterday in the video that we were watching yesterday that made me side eye her, like, girl. Oh, when she was talking about that the statute of limitations for the essay crime and the CP, that somehow, some way that the state of Georgia, Fulton County in particular, is holding Nesto hostage for the most part for no good reason, because those different cases, the statute of limitation has run out, and she doesn't know how to read. She doesn't even know how to research properly. Like, all of that is annoying. And for her to be in here laughing about the puffiness of a person's vaginal area, like, that's a detail that's mentioned for a reason. Like, why is that funny? Now, Tasha K, on the other hand, I'm laughing at the fact that she is always she is always caught off guard. She never quite has time to really wrap her mind completely around Nesto, because something weird and crazy keeps popping up with the case that she didn't know before. It's hilarious, though, to watch. But anyway, let's listen.
60? What?
58.
Too old.
Liquid Viagra.
Yep.
I wonder if the liquid Viagra actually had his name on it. That's one thing that I don't see, because I'm looking at the arrest affidavit too. I just wonder if it was prescribed to him. That's just a question that I've been wondering, but I'm sure that'll come out in the trial if it ever makes it.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew.
Would you like me to?
Yes, please, Sylvia, please continue.
In another picture, there's an individual between the age of 14 and 16, where she's on a recliner and she's nude in the chair with, you can see the residents, while the dog appeared to be licking her unclothed vagina.
I didn't want this image in my head, but go ahead.
The female juvenile has her hand over her vagina while covering much of the area, but the dog is still trying to access her genital while it appears to be, while she's giggling. So the dog is trying to lick and she's trying to giggle while the dog is doing that. And then it says here that she has lack of breast. She doesn't have any development in her breast. And so he based on her body size and consistent with her, hand size and frame. They say that she is not an adult.
And is this the one where it said that she did not yet have pubic hair or signs of it?
No, not that one. The other one was the one where she didn't have pubic hair. This one says that she's just not developed.
And Sonya was adamant about, like, well, what if she shaves? Like, and we started growing pubic hair at this age. She was defending that. Like, how do they know that it was a girl if it was between the ages of 15 and 17, is what Sonya said in reference to Ernesto's charges.
Sonya is the mama from Holiday Heart. Okay. I listened to Sonya make excuses for R. Kelly. If you pay close attention to her, she will find some kind of way to protect a man from things like that. Okay. That is the mama from Holiday Heart.
Okay.
And I stand by that.
I can agree, Sylvia. Keep going.
Okay. The other image says there's age 11 and 13, and she's performing oral on the dog, and she's holding the dog's penis with one hand and captured in the photo. The juvenile child body frame and hand size are clearly visible, and due to her positioning, and it shows that she's not an adult and she's underage. And then the other pictures, just the other.
Did they attach the pictures in the file?
No. There's no.
Oh, I was gonna say, damn.
There's no picture. But that most likely it will come up in during trial.
Are you going to the trial, Sylvia?
Yes, I will be there.
Okay.
But there's no trial that he has not been indicted.
Wait, I'm sorry. You gonna be there, Sylvia? Now it seemed like you had been saying you weren't covering this case, this, that, and the other. I could have sworn there was something you said the other day that hinted that you probably would be in the courtroom if Nesto goes to trial. Now, call me crazy. I could have that wrong, but that was the impression I was left with, Sylvia. Just saying. Are you going to the trial? Are you going to be there?
Right. She was right about that. There has not been an indictment. And one of the things the judge mentioned, because I was at court when, and I do have the videos from when I went to court.
Okay.
The judge didn't mention why did none of his cases. The two cases that were dropped, she was correct. It was a forgery and the theft by deception. Those were dropped, and they said it was going to come back and bring it back. Now, as far as the grape situation,
Okay.
She was correct. That young lady was with him for a while, and
So this particular, because Sonya did mention, what happened?
this particular one,
Hit the link again. Okay.
this particular individual, it seems as if they were in a relationship because the car that she got it from the teacher, and she gave it to her mother or her aunt, somebody, grandmother, somebody to drive, and the police stopped it because the teacher that was stolen. So he gave one car took it from one.
Hold on one second. I don't want anybody to miss what's being said. So it did look like the video was buffering a second on StreamYard. So just back like 10 seconds just to make sure y'all didn't miss what's being said. Okay. Okay.
He was giving her gifts and things like that.
We can just say he took pussy. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
What happened to that?
This particular one,
Hit the link again. Okay.
this particular individual, it seems as if they were in a relationship because the car that she got it from the teacher, and she gave it to her mother or her aunt, somebody, grandmother, somebody to drive, and the police stopped it because the teacher had put the car saying that it was stolen. So he gave one car took it from one woman and gave it to somebody else. And when she was in Dominican Republic, her aunt, grandma, whoever was driving the vehicle. They stopped it because it was put as a bolo stolen car. So when they arrested her, and that's when this whole thing started. But she claims that he did certain things to her, but according to the documents, he traveled across state line. He went to Texas, and they had intercourse and things like that. So that's why he has that charge for her.
Okay. So you think it was definitely a consensual relationship from the way it was?
You can tell. But see, the thing they said in court was that she was going through some hard things, and she met him at the gas station. And when she met him at the gas station, he was, bragging about who he was married to, and he can help her with her career. And so it was more of a persuasion type of thing, allegedly. And so they got into a relationship. It seemed like she was living inside the motor, the motor coach or whatever thing was, because she was with him.
The RV company. That's non-existent.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they were living or staying in they was having relationship in the motor coach. So.
Okay. I'm just texting to get Nala back on. So I don't know what happened. Texting my team to get back on.
I just want to say one thing, Tasha, real quick.
Please.
Bougie shares anything. My thought, hey, Mai Tai. I just think it's interesting that Sylvia has such a very different take now on the case, on the charges, on Nesto, on Sonya. Like everything is different. What's different? Because the facts never changed. The facts never change. What changed, Sylvia? That suddenly now everything is in question. Tell me one thing that you saw came out of this case, that came out of anything that Fulton County has done where he is concerned, that leads you to believe suddenly now that he could be innocent, or Sonya is now a blessing, or these women now all of a sudden everything is strange. Now you're showing pictures of the victim, the woman that you just described a bit ago, that he allegedly violated. Everything you read, now something is different, but we don't know what changed your mind. We don't know what fact came out that changed your thinking. That was your research. Yes, the only Black but not bitter said, why doesn't Sylvia believe her own research any longer? That's the question. You researched this, ma'am. Like, I don't understand any of this. Oh, the real VB says she's so fake. She goes with the wind. Now she's saying that Boney trick was sent to Nasty Nesto from God. Shake my head. Exactly. Now she's a gift. Now she's a godsend. Like, come on.
I'm looking at the arrest affidavit, and they're talking about, they said, so the day that Nesto was arrested, he was in the Ford F-350 that was registered to his wife, Shirley Strawberry. And basically they said, while conducting the search, there were multiple items seized to include a GTAC computer, which is the computer in question, a iPhone, a black bag with various documents. Other items found in the vehicle were 2 black dildos, a black mask with zips, and liquid Viagra. Through further investigation of the documents, it was found that the Bentley that was parked in front of 980 Pine Grove Road, I know I'm speeding ahead, but this was one of the things that brought Sheridan into the story, because 980 had Shirley's daughter on that lease. That Bentley was in repossession, because one of the things Sonya talks about is the fact that they entered the home illegally, but there was in excess of $26,000 rent. The landlord was unable to reach his tenants. There was a vehicle outside in repossession, along with a decommissioned ambulance and a Harley Davidson. So it was very strange. So he called the police for that reason. But back to Sonya talking about the computer and the CP, what made her say the computer and not the phone? They took a computer and a phone, and it's interesting that she identified a computer as a used computer and has information about a computer when the police haven't even identified what device they found the CP on. It's almost like they're already trying to formulate a defense or an alibi as to why something would be found on the computer, but the police have not stated in any of the reports which device those items were found on. So it's almost the same. How would you know? And why are you?
So the thing, I didn't realize that. I want to say this was mentioned before, but when I was thinking, when I was hearing about the device, that it said device and it wasn't talking about that particular computer, I was thinking maybe they meant another computer like that one or whatever. Then I was wondering, did he purchase multiple computers from the pawn shop? Whatever the fuck he was saying. Bottom line is this. Now I'm really thinking about it. So you all have concocted this story as to how certain images could show up on a computer that Nesto claims he purchased from a pawn shop. But what if the photographs were found in his phone or in another phone or on a tablet? Then what would be the explanation? Because you didn't say he bought any of these other devices from a pawn shop. What would be the excuse then? I never really thought about that until now. Now I see what that connection was that people were making. I didn't know that. Interesting. Crazy. Okay, let's listen, child.
Are you thinking so deeply on something you know nothing about?
Right. Mm-hmm. And that's how Sylvia titled.
I'm just saying.
And I think Sonya did more damage doing this interview, because we get contacted by the feds all the time to give over footage, and depending on how I feel about the person and that it's about determines whether or not they get the footage or not. But I mean, a lot of times they don't even have to ask; they can just take it and use it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Remember, she was saying that it was only $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Oh, yeah.
$5,000 because the teacher, the one I was telling you about, you remember, it's her car, one of the situation. Then I'm going to give you the dollar amount. There's 1,000 on here.
Hold on, before we even get into what they're about to discuss, I want to read what Jay Blake said in the chat here. Maybe IS likes this after her research. This perversion is what she likes in a man. Look who she follows and supports. You ain't lying. She love her some R. Kelly, don't she? Okay, she even took her daughter to meet R. Kelly with her. See, that's when you know something is really not right. Okay, when you are willing to put your child in potential harm's way. Okay, evidently she was fine, she was safe, nothing happened, right? But if I know that the person I'm going to meet is someone who's even accused of this, it's one thing for me to decide against my better judgment and go and put myself in front of the man. But why would I take a young woman who we know is his type? He like them young. Hey, R. Kelly, we hear you like them young. Okay. So he like them young. He like them young, and he might even be in cell block 1. Okay, you know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, she like a dude like that, and she would even take the chance to take her daughter in a place, in a space where this man might be. And she, you know, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But you're absolutely right, Jay Blake. That's exactly something to consider.
There's another $1,000 that he gave for she gave him for her social media work.
Okay.
Let's see. Another $1,000. $3,000 he needed for her copy of her driver's license, and he would need $3,000 for her car or something, increment payment or stuff. Then there's a $500. Then there's $200. There's $1,000. Let's see. $800. $500.
Okay, and this reminds me, I should say, of part of the conversation that I had with Sonya during our interview. During the interview, she said, you know, for instance, this teacher, she had this car, it was this old Altima, and this, that, and the other, and she only got like $1,000. It was only worth $1,000, and this, that, and the other. And I want to say he only got about $3,000 from her. Like, what? I mean, if he was a scammer, why would he go after her? Wouldn't he go after somebody who had more? You know, ain't nobody trying to scam no poor people. And I said to her, girl, slow buckets, hey, ma'am, I have news for you. Rich people are not the people we need to worry about getting scammed. They are the least likely to get scammed. Do they get scammed? Sure they do. But they're least likely to get scammed. It's your po broke ass and mine that will get scammed because they like to lead people to believe in these big dreams that they can they can make something come true. They can help them with an investment. You put 200 down here, you put 300 down there. So he was getting little pieces of change from her. Now, why would he need these little parts of change that he was getting from her? 300 here, 100 here, 200 there. Why was he accepting these denominations? He must have needed it. See, because he's a scammer, he doesn't get like a steady paycheck. So he still needs to have something, even if that means putting gas in the car, having some cash in his pocket so he looked like he got something. Maybe so he could grab a bite to eat, maybe to pay for that braggy piece of hotel or whatever he was staying at. Like, who knows? Who knows? But what we do know is that he didn't have a job. So he 1,000 here, a couple hundred there. That's going to help him better than having nothing. That's 3,000 less that he has to ask or try to sneak from up under Shirley's pocketbook. Like, come on now. Poor people are always the ones that are getting robbed, that are getting swindled. Sure, she sounds like a fool.
$1,000. This is the same woman.
Okay.
$1,000 again. $1,000 again. And that's way more than 5,000, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So let me ask y'all something real quick. Nyla, this question, I'm gonna start with you, and then you guys can go around and answer each. So what I gathered from talking to Ernest during the interview on TashaKLive.com was that audio?
What do you mean?
Absolutely.
Okay. And so to me, I'm gonna be honest with you, summarizing this whole thing, it gave that Ernesto was a gigolo and he had permission from his wife. Okay. To sell dick on the side as long as nobody found out about it. Nyla.
That's what I think too, Tasha. I ain't trying to be funny. There is something about his dealings with other women that this lady had to know about. The fact that they could stay separately, spend nights apart. She had to know something. She had to know something about something. Even if she thought one thing was going on, but it ended up being that a whole bunch of other shit was going on. The thing she knew and thought was going on is still something that probably shouldn't have been ever going on. Do y'all follow me? In other words, let's say he did tell her, maybe they had an agreement that he was going to go be a gigolo. All right. And in her mind, that meant there are some really desperate, lonely women out here that will pay for his time. How do we know she didn't pay for it at one point? I'm just asking. If he is a gigolo, maybe that's how she met him. Maybe she was a client at one time. So, with that stated, maybe she had an understanding that he was out here being a gigolo. However, she didn't know he was out here stealing from, robbing this one to pay that one, and stealing this from that one, and finagling that over there for this thing over here. Maybe she didn't know all the inner workings. She didn't know how he was swindling these other women. She just thought maybe he was bringing in some extra cash. Maybe he was keeping them driving in the things that she wanted to be driving in, living. I just feel that she may not have been clear on everything he was doing, but even if she believed he was a gigolo, guess what? That's against the law. Even if all she thought he was doing was selling deek, that is still against the law. So in my mind, she knew he was doing something. And I stand on that. And she could still be a very nice lady. But what if she was his client, y'all? Maybe that's how she could be okay with what he had going on, because he chose to marry her. And maybe they just had some kind of agreement with that. I will never forget what him saying to her, if I got to do this so that you can go on and live a good life, so be it. That I'm here for a reason. And then when he gets on with Tasha K, he says, that wife of mine is not stupid. She's not dumb at all. She knows, basically, she knows what's going on here. And y'all need to look deeper. You need to look deeper. I think we're going to learn some things, or we're going to hear some lies, but I'm here for it. I want to know. What's the story, Nesto? What is it you really want us to know? What kind of story is it you either concocted in your head or the one you really want to tell about what was really happening? See, I don't believe half the shit that come out your mouth anyway. So no matter what you say, I'm only going to believe half of it. But I sure want to hear what you might have to say.
So here's the thing. He's mentioned, my wife is not stupid. I told my wife when we met that I was a motherfucking gangster and that I'm going to do what men do. And that he made some reference to basically by him being heterosexual, a gangster and male, that basically he likes women. So he's made it very clear that Shirley knows. Okay. On top of that, there were the fact that when he got locked up, can you imagine your husband being gone and not coming home? The times that they are saying that he spent with Erica, the woman that they thought initially was the mistress, he was
Sonya,
saying,
but it wasn't. It was Sonya.
Right. He was not coming home. And this is well-known knowledge. So I do believe that she did know. And then, like we were saying in the other conversations, he's been going back and forth to jail since they've been together. The evictions, everything that's going on in their life. But again, he was simply a veneer for Shirley and for his client base, which was people that were, a little bit affluent and had some sort of prestige. Because like I said, I don't know if you went to his social media, but he's pictured with a lot of celebrities. He's been on Married to Medicine. He's with the boxers. He's with athletes. He's with all of these people. So he does give appearance of wealth. He gives appearance some sort of status. And I believe Shirley wanted that. And just like Miss Real Talk with Bougie said, she was not very responsible with her money. You can tell this by the conversations. She has more, she's more interested in looking and appearing rich than she is having a place to live and having a car to drive. She doesn't want people to, see her being normal or being regular. She's all about keeping up with the appearances. And another thing I wanted to point out too, that was problematic. And again, shout out to Chronicle Speaks for providing those marriage documents. I've actually communicated with the wife, Carol. Okay. She said she don't want no smoke with being online though. She was like, she doesn't want to be in it or whatever, but she's following the stuff really closely. No, not you, just the internet. She doesn't necessarily want to be on, online and in the mess or whatever. But here's the thing. When Ernesto first got with Carol, they owned the salon that was adjacent to a gas station, right? And they were together, they were married. And this is also another overlap marriage, right? So 2 marriages actually overlapped. And I don't think people realize this.
It was like a 7-year overlap, right?
Right, right. Not just Shirley.
Put out. So when he was married to Shirley, he wasn't divorced from his first wife, Edith, correct?
And there was a marriage between Edith and Shirley. Carolyn was in the middle. Miss Lamar was married to him. He was another marriage. So they were married while he was married to Edith and while he was quote unquote married to Shirley.
I cannot believe that this woman sat her ass on radio for almost 30 years, giving folks advice over their life. And meanwhile, you got a whole life that you claim you knew nothing about.
But Tasha,
that part. There's no way in hell I'm going to believe that this woman doesn't have some level of common sense to question what all is going on, around her. If her husband isn't coming home, or if he's getting 100,000 text messages, or I just saying there's shit that we all as women know. We know what's going on. We know when something ain't right. We know when shit we do is gonna make somebody mad. The man we with, we know what's gonna make him mad before it even happens. Sometimes we can walk in the room, ain't no words have been spoken, but the vibe is off. You sometimes wake up out your sleep and this nigga has been over here cheating. And you don't know why but okay? Especially if you're a fucking Pisces. You know what I'm saying? And you're not gonna tell me, because my sixth sense works like that, you're not going to tell me that this lady was completely oblivious of the fact that he carried on with several women. But not only that, the fact that this man carried on with several women, had no real business, had no job to name of, and still y'all was driving certain types of cars, and you wearing certain types of clothes, and he's claiming he got certain types of businesses, and you ain't seeing nothing nothing come from it? No money, no benefits whatsoever? No, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. None whatsoever. But you're not going to tell me that this 60-year-old woman, or what was she at the time? 50-some-year-old woman at that time, who had already been married prior, had already just been about about the world, and is out here giving advice to other people, didn't know that the shit she was a part of was some bullshit. You're not going to tell me that. You're not going to tell me that. But I am beginning to believe that she could have been a client of his. You're not going to, I'm sorry. I believe that if we find out he wasn't in fact gigolo, or she was under the impression that he was, those women he's involved with, I don't think that that's what they thought he was, but I think there's a possibility she could have thought that's what they were. And that might have been how she met him. And that's probably why he was on multiple dating sites that Sonya can even speak to. Come on now. Yeah, I'm sorry. Why is this married man on all these dating sites pairing on with all these women, and his wife is, hi, hon, like nothing is wrong at all. Not a damn thing. That's because she knew something about what this Negro be up to. I mean that. I'm not going for anything less.
I'm sorry. Last night, Sonya said she didn't want to be his sixth wife. And I was kind of like, six? We know about Martha, Edith, Carol, and Shirley. That's four, right? That's four. Where's five? Where's five? And then Sonya would be six? I was like, wait a second. Are we hearing some tea here? Is there another person that we don't know about? Because she said that to you, Tasha. So I was waiting. We talked about sign, but I don't know. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even know where to look. I don't like Nyla, and there's other channels that do all the investigative. I wouldn't even know where to look for the marriage licenses. Those could be anywhere.
I was just anywhere. So I'm gonna be looking in every county in all those states for those marriages.
Well, I've looked 4 counties already, so you don't have to worry about those counties. Morgan County, DeKalb County, Fulton County, and Cobb County. So you don't need to look at those. It's not.
Was in the courtroom when he was in front of Judge Adams, and she said he had a 12th grade education. Now, didn't Carol say she met him when they were in college? I was like, what? How'd y'all meet in college? And I was like, well, maybe it was barber college or some type of trade.
What? In college? But even if it is barber college, don't nobody call barber college college. That ain't college, that's trade school. That college is just a cute ass title to throw out there in the name, okay? But it ain't no damn college. What is we talking about? Huh? Interesting.
Grade school, but they said he has a 12th grade education. That was weird too, but yeah, the additional wife, so being wife number 6, like you said, Tasha, last night, Sonya, you seem to know too much to not be involved, or you're just way too invested. Like something's up with her. No, she knows a lot. She knows a lot to only have 5-minute conversations. It's
in the RV stuff. How are you guys feeling about the situation with the RV? And I think, Tasha, you may have hit on something. When you said, I believe that you guys may be involved in some sort of criminal organization, right? Now, I joke about some of this, but people know that I'm serious as I'm joking and pulling out information. These are criminals. We're listening to them on the phone, organized. So for all intents and purposes, this is a criminal organization. But let's not forget about, there's some trafficking in there.
Yeah, because he traveled from one state to Texas with that young lady.
So we have an RV, right? Sonya has RVs. Sonya has alluded to her managing strip clubs. And I'm not saying, but in the theater of my mind, someone that is accused of trafficking, sex crimes, traveling across state, he is very sexually forward with Sonya on the phone. I would not, you see what I'm saying? Allegedly.
And then the other thing too, he has past history of criminal record. He has an armed robbery. He had 2 armed robberies.
Yep. She said he only had one from 30 years ago. That's what Sonya said. Look, I love the notepad, girl. I love it. Nope. That's what Sonya said during the interview yesterday on TashaKLive.com. I was just like, just one?
Look,
This man only got one, and they holding him in jail.
But
There's
let
no
me
limit.
tell you all of his, okay? He has from
Okay.
1989, he has theft by receiving stolen property in Fulton County. Then in 1991, he has theft by taking Fulton County. That's on July 21st, 1991. Then you have August 21st, 1989, theft by taking. Then you have August 9th, 2006, armed robbery. Then you have October 17th, 1991, theft by taking. Then you have, he has a federal case, he took a plea. They gave him 10 years. That was in August 3rd, 2015. He has another armed robbery. They caught him in the bank where, they set him up. I mean, they didn't set him up, but the bank officer had him wait there, and they came, and police had arrested him, and that became a federal crime. Then he has where he stole over $10,000 that he was ordered to return. That was in 2018. And during the time he was married to Shirley, there was on June 19, 2015, there's 2 cases on that one. That's theft by deception. Then May 27, 2015, theft by deception. His bond was $4,600. And then all of these other ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, theft by deception. There's theft by receiving property, which is auto. He has a lot. There's more to this.
And Shirley Strawberry, don't thank y'all for pulling this shit up. It's gonna make me think that she knew about it. Because it's just
how else can you think about it? How else is anybody supposed to be left thinking about this shit and what was going on and what Shirley could have been thinking? Because I'll be honest with you, I can't get back. No matter how much I feel sorry for her and how much I feel like she was also a victim on some level, ma'am, you knew something. You knew someone right. You just knew someone right. I'm sorry. Okay. And if you did, you still need your ass whooped because you should have known that something wasn't right. Okay. And you too old for that. Okay.
No way you married to somebody for this long. And you this oblivious to what he got going on behind the scenes. There's so many women.
I sent it to your assistant.
Okay, hold on.
You've done a lot of research there, Sylvia. You really are being helpful too. You're providing all of the aliases. You sounds like you're on board with what Tasha's putting down here. That some of this shit don't seem right, huh, Sylvia? Yeah. In fact, you are leading this conversation. You done told us about all the charges, how foul the shit is, all the names he used, the fact that Sonya was very evasive and less than honest about what charges he was dealing with and why and the severity of them. Yeah, it's a whole lot here. Sonya, are you so slow you didn't pick up on the shit she was putting down, or is that why you were over there talking shit to her that day about the need to change the thumbnail? Has that thumbnail been changed yet, y'all? We'll need to check that. Is the thumbnail changed? Is the question.
I
I
say
sent you
something
an
too.
email.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, real talk.
Oh, you're fine, Nyla. Go ahead.
Going quick. I also sent you where when back when he had got indicted for distributing crack and stuff like that, he actually was an informant. So he pled out and agreed to basically to take down a criminal organization. Now, again,
say what now? What, y'all didn't tell me this part. I don't think I got this far in the. Did I hear this before? I don't remember this. So Nesto was an actual snitch and took help to take down a criminal organization only to turn around and start one of his own. Are we fucking serious? Are we serious? Oh, we're gonna have to go back. Let's go back a hair because I wasn't ready. I didn't know this part. Okay, hold on. Let's go back. Okay.
Property, which is an auto. He has a lot. There's more to this.
And Shirley, for pulling this shit up, it's gonna make me think that she knew about it.
Mhm.
Because
Not
there's just
me.
no way you married to somebody for this long and there's a blue on behind the scenes. There's so many women, it seems like there's no way he slept at home every night.
And Tasha,
There's no way.
I sent you an email with all the different names he has used. I sent it to your assistant.
I wanted to say
sent you
something
an
too.
email.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, real talk.
Oh, you're fine, Nyla. Go ahead. Go ahead.
One quick. I also sent you where when he was in prison and he was not in prison indicted for distributing crack and stuff like that.
Okay.
He actually was an informant. So he pled out and agreed to basically become a snitch and was working with two agents.
So what she's saying is when he was in trial for distributing crack, okay, crackling, okay, not the kind I eat, but crackling, okay. While in trial, he shared information during that time. What, to minimize his time going to prison or something like that, and did in fact assist with taking down a criminal organization, then went to prison and then came out and started his own. I'll be damned. Ain't that some shit? Do you think that in some ways he thought he was untouchable because of that? Maybe in some ways that's why he was able to come in and out. I'm guessing now. I'm just asking. Do we think? Oh, okay. Texas Toy says she is speculating. I think she was speculating. Okay, I'm going to go one more time because I don't want to put words in her mouth and I don't want to take it out of context. PW, hold on. PW said it was to minimize his time from the charges he had. That's what I figured. So it sounds like that did happen. Okay, let's go back just to hear. I want to hear her say it because I don't want to, assume I heard something wrong. Okay, here we go.
Property, which is an auto. He has a lot. There's more to this.
And Shirley Strawberry. Because there's just no way you married to somebody for this long and you this oblivious to what he got going on behind the scenes. There's so many women, it seems like there's no way he slept at home every night.
And Tasha,
there's no way.
Tasha, I sent you an email he has used. I sent it to your assistant.
Okay, hold on.
I want to say too.
Email.
Fine, Nyla, go ahead. Go ahead.
One quick. I also sent you where when he was in prison and
very important that she said this. Texas Toy, don't sound like speculation because the first thing she says was, I sent you proof of when he was on trial before. I mean, she said she sent something to her. So
when he was in trial, back when he had got indicted for distributing crack and stuff like that, he actually was an informant. So he pled out and agreed to I'm not sure if that's completely who it is. I can't necessarily prove it, but it is the area.
So he's a thief and he's a snitch.
He's a snitch.
Can I throw in money laundering?
Damn.
Money laundering, yeah.
And this is this is just in my head. This is opinion. This is just as a professional woman who had some cash. She had a paid for Mercedes that he somehow convinced her to cash in. That's the
wait a minute. Sylvia's shaking her head. What Bougie is explaining about a woman. Okay, look, watch Sylvia. Let me put this on big screen. Oh God, it's like, okay, let me put this on the big screen for y'all.
Hold on for a second.
I'm not sure if that's completely who it is. I can't necessarily prove it, but it is the area.
So he's a thief and he's a snitch.
He's a snitch.
Shirley married a thief and a snitch. Allegedly.
Well, can I throw in money laundering?
Damn.
Money laundering, yeah.
And this
How
is
did that
just
come
my,
about?
this is just in my hand. This is just putting it together. So there's a
Okay.
victim who was,
Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to clear off so we can see the whole screen. Okay, now that Bougie is talking, listen to or watch Sylvia. Watch Sylvia.
professional woman who had some cash. She had a paid for Mercedes that he somehow convinced her to in, and that's the woman who wired the $90,000 to the RV company. He purchased an RV. He ended up trading that RV and purchasing another RV, again putting it in his name, and then I believe essentially used some of those monies and some of her additional money to put as the down payment on Shirley's upgrade anniversary ring.
Everything Bougie is saying, she is in complete agreement. She is clear on what the facts are. She is nodding. She is approving. She is very clear that what is being shared is exactly what she has researched, exactly what she believes to be the truth, and what the evidence is showing. That's exactly what Sylvia is giving. Pay attention.
Gets up. So there's a phone call where Shirley, Ty from Danielle Diamonds. I don't know if you know. They said she's got the biggest mouth in Atlanta. Ty allegedly, according to them, they said Ty called Shirley and said, "Hey, girl, so may have stolen me," and she said she thought it was a scam. So a little while later, the detective calls and says, "Hey, Ty, I'm Detective so-and-so from Roswell PD. We're looking for a receipt. We're trying to track a payment. It's been alleged that Ernest Williams has purchased a ring, blah, 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 blah." And she told
look at here, Tasha and Nyla. We see y'all texting each other. We see you, girl. I see you, okay? Because I be paying attention. Okay? I pay attention. And I see you and and Tasha trying to clear something up, child, behind the scenes. And now Tasha looking at Nyla like, is she responded? Okay, she responded. Okay, it probably is breaking up a little bit. Let me go back a little bit. I don't know if y'all heard everything I was saying, but I was saying Tasha K and Nyla over here texting back and forth, y'all. Why? Let me bring it on big screen. Watch how they start texting. Watch.
Gets up. So there's a phone call where Shirley calls Nesto and she's like, "Hey, Ty from the biggest mouth in Atlanta. Ty allegedly."
Hold on.
According to
is it back? Because I think it did sort of jump there for y'all. Okay, I think it's back. Okay.
them, they said Ty called Shirley and said, "Hey, girl, some lady called and said she needed a receipt for $20,000 about your diamond ring because Williams has purchased a ring, blah, 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 blah." And she told the detective, I think Detective Fields or Officer Fields, "We'll need a warrant or a subpoena or whatever you need." Some
Facts. Go ahead.
right. So she said, "I'll need a police documentation to be able to pass off these receipts." So no
Now,
sooner
I
does
see
this
you
happen, she
texting
calls
Tay.
Shirley. "Hey, girl,
I see you over there texting Tasha K. Let's see if Tasha get the text once Nyla get done texting. Let's see if Tasha get it.
The detective called, the lady called. I thought the lady was a scam until they didn't tell them anything. And I told her she would need a warrant. And Shirley says, "I played dumb." And then she's sitting there telling Nesto, and he's like, I'm not sure, I can't remember what he said at this moment. I don't know if he said, don't talk about that, don't talk about that, or he just kind of like he does just shut her down. But that's one story that I heard that sticks with me in my mind about the duplicity and the of Shirley and how she's been turning a blind eye. And he
Now, badly, let me tell you now that is definitely StreamYard, because ain't nothing breaking down on my end. You know what I'm saying? So I think because it's transferring through StreamYard, it is breaking up the connection. So I don't know what that's about, but just listen to the. When there's a time for a clean break, we'll stop and we'll pick it up another day. Hold on.
Money and may have gotten money through, you know, it sounds like money laundering to me. I would be concerned. But she just said, okay, thanks for letting me know. Basically told her, thanks for letting me know, and basically hung up. Gave me the impression that Shirley is just old school, around the way with the shits in Louboutins and Gucci bags and a good 6 feet.
Y'all, I see where it does look like it's getting bad, so I won't keep y'all much longer. But this is what I'm talking about. I believe Shirley didn't give a shit either, as long as she was going to get what she wanted out of it. Okay? As long as she was getting something out of it, she didn't care how he got it. She just got it. And that was good enough for her. Let's listen.
To work at the Bada Bing, and we don't know if they're driving out to the Badlands to go get rid of something out the trunk. They're poor, or they're going to just be over there eating pizza all night. I don't know. Or they're going to be at the Bada Bing. I don't know. Like, she just seemed to be complicit. That's my overall opinion.
Let me tell you something. His voice got deep because he's a smooth talker.
He was magic.
I don't know why I didn't say nothing about her. I mean, I just reported on what everybody else reported on. They're always mad at me till they talk to me, and then they try to, win me over. But I'm with all the shits too.
Tasha, I want to also talk about the disabled veteran.
What happened?
Yes.
Credit card. Well, he took $10,700.
So what happened? The disabled veteran. What happened? The real VB says, so V, you can hear it without it breaking up. It's not breaking up at all or anything on my side. So it's definitely a StreamYard thing. Like, everything is fine with me. Like, and your chat is still going. The reason why I know it's kind of freezing up or something is because I can see it in StreamYard slowing up, but as you can see, I'm sharing the screen. I'm sharing it from a separate monitor, and that monitor is playing just fine. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. What you say? Nestle Shackle Shuffle Walk of Shame. Shirley Strawberry wanted to privately deal with this situation. She didn't want family, friends, or coworkers, and certainly not social media all in her business. That may be true, but also she didn't know what to say to some of these people. That's what I think. What else was she, in many ways, probably felt uncomfortable when she got that call from Panay or what have you, or not Panay. The lady, Ty, or whatever the lady's name is from the jeweler. Ty the jeweler, I think that's what her name is. It was probably an uncomfortable conversation, but she knew if some bullshit was going on with it. You know what I'm saying? And of course she didn't want nobody. Why would she? Nobody wants that. But you definitely don't want it when your husband is legitimately guilty of committing crimes, and you know that he does commit crimes. You just don't know all the crimes and the details and the victims and none of that. Okay. But most specifically, when you have a public life, and now this can get in the way of you having a career moving forward, because this is all about a relationship and someone who is a damn near tender swindler, and you are over here trying to give advice to people. Sound like a whole phony, you know? So yeah, I think that they had an arrangement, understanding between the two of them. You know, every now and then I don't know if he used his real thing or his toys on Shirley. Maybe she had her own toys at the house. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't need to know, and I don't want to ever have to find out. Okay. Jesus. Anyway, the real BB said, but he went to jail twice before this and claimed she told him to get that cleared up. And now this third time was a charm. Shirley Strawberry, just so happy to have a man, has embarrassed the hell out of you. Yes. Just crazy. It's crazy. Let's listen for a little bit.
$150 from the disabled veteran because he's supposed to be trying to help him to get housing, buying a house. He took the money, did not give the guy the money back. Take the money, and then the money's supposed to go towards the home that he's purchasing.
Is that where this credit repair company, scam company comes in at?
Yes. It was.
And they tracked it to, right?
Yes.
So go ahead. Who said that?
No, I just wanted to say, look, Bougie is on point with Shirley being complicit in a way that, not to say that she was out there 3 times, and you're a public figure. And what is he going to jail for? He's going to jail for financial crimes. He's going to jail for BS. And I just wanted, before I forgot to talk about this part. I don't know if he's gonna get any further. Another thing that Sonya lied about that got on my nerve. Bad checks, receiving stolen property. She's got felony theft. She's got petty thefts. She has, something about some financial crime using a device. And those I did not go completely into, but I believe the last time I looked up a crime like that, it has something to do with credit cards and doing stuff online. So she is with Nesta because they are kids. They are
like thief.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. So is it true that in one of the calls, how seated is going to be the one to take the call?
Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you. Oh God. Thank you. Thank you. We got to listen to this part. Did I speed it up, y'all? Oh, I did. Okay. So let me slow it down. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody sang it. Like, why no one talks about that damn call? I don't understand why nobody says anything about the call. So please, let's hear about this call. Let me go back. Ask that question again, girl. Because thank you.
Some financial crime using a device. And looked up a crime like that. It has something to do with credit cards and doing stuff online. So she is with Nesto because they are kindred spirits.
Thief attracts thief, attracts like.
Yes.
So it was calls that I guess Nesto said something to the effect, and don't quote me, I'm just kind of throwing it how I received it, is that he's going to be the one to take the fall if he has to. Was he saying that to?
Yes.
Who did he say that to? His wife or
his
Sonya?
No, to his Shirley. I'm sorry.
am I going to be able to knock you in your teeth? Like, why are you saying this on these recorded lines? Like, why would you say something like that? It's like the low-key throwing of Shirley up under the. So there's some ambulances at play.
Hold on, let me just say this though, Bougie. If that is the case, and I do believe, I mean, there's very good possibility that that was his intentions on saying that, right? But if that's the case, why did she say, yeah, okay? Like, Why did she respond with the affirmative? Like, why didn't she say something? Was he so slick in the way he worded it that it even took her, pulled the wool over her eyes once again? Like, is she this much of a dummy? Like, she seemed like a nice person. Shirley, I'm just saying, this is how it's being. I don't understand. You heard that man saying that, and you didn't think to say something like, well, look, this is about you trying to figure out your innocence. Don't worry about my reputation. You know what I mean? Like, I would have said like something like that. If I believe you're innocent, like, no, this is not a reflection on me. No, baby, don't worry about that. We're gonna prove your innocence. Don't worry about me. Or say, nigga, what you talking about? I ain't got shit to do with what you got going on. Like, something. She said nothing. All she did was agree with him. Like, yeah, That's what she did. But anyway, let's listen to Bougie.
These cars that were sitting out in front of the house at 980 Pine Grove Road that kind of just randomly in a call, Nesto says something about a girl named Dawn that works at the radio station. They're talking, and he said, what happened to Dawn? And she goes, oh yeah, she's still at the station. He's like, well, is she not helping you anymore? She goes, well, she works for the station. She doesn't work for me. She works for the station. Oh, you just said she took pictures of her love candles in an ambulance. Why, I don't know. But he like things, and it's very slick and sly. And Shirley is very much like, no, I never said that. I said this. I did this, that. Some of their conversations over this time have been very tense because sometimes that, but I didn't tell you it happened very. She is very quick to kind of wind it back. These two, to me, almost I feel like don't even really like each other.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know what the relationship was, but I don't think that Shirley's crying right now. Now, I'm not saying that she's happy, but I think that all of this coming out, any person until June, she had that affidavit saying that she was okay with him coming home or where he wanted to go. So I don't know, but that was a weird thing to me. When he looped her into the ambulance. To do to make sure you're good. Yet and still You've got someone calling you about a potential crime. You've got a victim calling about a potential crime to a retail establishment, and the only calling potentially someone who knows the perpetrator and gives them the heads up, and they think nothing of it and just kind of like, oh, okay, you know, it's just, I think there's no way that Shirley can't know some things, or
I
just
feel like she
in the United States Department in Macon of him snitching. I mean, it's just funny how, you know, Steve Harvey is married to somebody with a sketchy past. And then Shirley is married to somebody out of the house.
Mhm.
And away from Steve.
Mm-hmm. As she should.
Hmm. Interesting. I'm gonna stop it right there. We got another 45 minutes that we can get into on a separate things that I'm hearing now that I don't recall having heard in the past, or I forgot. Okay, because this is some interesting shit. I'm so glad we are going back over this shit now. I really am. And then when we're done with this, baby, we're gonna have to go back to the interview that I had with this woman. She is still out here lying, talking about she didn't have sex with that man on the second day, but she damn sure told me that in the interview. In the interview, she told Tasha K they didn't sleep together at all. She told somebody else they slept on the first day. She told me they slept on the second day. She went and told Naomi Grace the other day that she didn't, it wasn't no second day. Well, what day was it, Sonya? Because you lie so damn much. Like, girl, why should anyone respect you or believe what you have to say when everything you say is a lie? That is why it is hard to believe that Nestor could ever be innocent, mainly because he selected you as the spokesperson. Like, girl, you got to stop with this craziness. You got to. My goodness. Let's see. What else are y'all saying in here? Let me just check on some of the comments. Let's see. Aunt Natty says Shirley was at the nail shop. She really wasn't paying him any attention. Okay, if you say so. If you say so. Shirley would, my type said Shirley was determined not to say much or flip on him online. Yeah, now that she was, that's true. But you're not gonna say no slick shit like that. I'm gonna make sure you good and this, that, and the other. Well, look, you ain't gotta work. All we gotta do is prove your innocence. Like, I mean, I don't know. There's something she could have said. Because he was straight up saying more than I don't want this. He was basically saying, I don't want this to come back on you. If I'll just do what I gotta do so that you don't have to deal with none of this. Like, child. Shirley knew exactly what this bum had going on, and she was cool as long as he kept the G-Wagons and diamonds coming. And if it wasn't for the fact that this is on social media, she would still be here. I believe that. I definitely believe that. I also think the point that Tasha K is making about the spouses, I don't care. I know that they're saying that Steve didn't know this man well. I know that they're saying that Steve didn't introduce her to him. I know that they say Panay is the one who introduced them. I don't know. I just feel like Steve could have known more about what was going on. Even if he didn't introduce him, I just believe Steve knew more about what was going on. I'm sorry. I believe it. It's going to be hard to convince me different. I believe Steve knew a little something about what was going on. Jesus. And the fact that it is interesting. I think that it is interesting that the two of them have these spouses that do have sketchy pasts, and everybody has a past. I get it. Trust me, I'm not judging someone with a past. What is interesting though is the coincidence, because I don't have, I'm trying to think. I really don't have friends with sketchy pasts. I'm just saying, like, let me sit here and think about it. Like, I know, there are a couple of friends that I have, people that I've met who also were once clients to a degree, like, my friend JT, who you guys will get to meet. And I think I'm a re-release that interview because it was very good. And he is someone who's done 20 years in prison, over 2 different stints. He was very young when he went in the first time. And now he's out. He's living a very productive and healthy life, married, has his children around him, and like, he's doing very well. So there's him, and that's just about it though. That's just about it that I would say are my friends that, and I haven't even seen him in a minute. I need to call him. But what I'm saying is that it's just, I don't know people like that around me a lot, but the fact that these two rich, very famous folks, they ended up with somebody with a past. Don't you think that's interesting? Like, what's the coincidence? What's the odds that these rich people, well, and she's not rich, but let me just say, Steve Harvey is very, very rich. Okay. And she is his co-host. And so she may not be rich, but she makes good money and she definitely has access. So she has resources and access that most people don't have. So why does she have to end up with somebody too with such a sketchy past? That's just all seems odd to me, but that's just me. I'm crazy. Y'all know it. Y'all say it all the time. So don't mind me. All right. YouTube user says Shirley heard the same lame line from Nesto all the other time he was arrested. I hear you. Okay, let's see. I want to read some of these before we get out of here, y'all. Shirley was trying to get him to go to Dubai, her boss house over there. So did she say it or did he say it? I want to hear that call. I want to hear that call that they're talking about where he discussed wanting to go to Dubai, or when it was stated. Natty said, I heard they were separated when he got locked up. She hadn't seen him in 6 days. Well, that's not true because they were together on July 4th and he got arrested on July 6th. So that's not true. And that's why I thought it was interesting when Sonya said recently that they have been separated since March of that year. No, she was saying that they were probably living apart since March, but excuse me, she didn't, but that doesn't mean separated, because if that were the case, like, let's be clear, if that were really the case, why was she functioning as wifey on the phone with him the whole time, once he got arrested? And once she realized he was in there and that was him, why were they talking? Why was she paying for bills? If they're separated, why is she doing that? The only way I could see her doing that is if she knows some shit and she's over there trying to protect him. Now, why she would do that, I don't know. Okay. But we're saying she don't know shit like that. She ain't trying to protect him or herself from nothing. She's just paying the bill. Why? If I'm separated from you, why am I financially being made responsible for you? Because we know he ain't being financially responsible for her. And when he's talking about when he gets out and he gonna spank her, is she gonna still be, is what's her name? The friend still gonna be there? Because I might have to spank you when I see you and all this ish. He's saying all that to his wife, the one he's separated from. He trying to figure out what's going on at the house, because if he gets out this week, he needs to know if old girl's Debbie gonna be there. Y'all gonna have to make this make sense. They were not separated, if you ask me. They were living separately because they obviously had to. They was evicted, and a friend let her stay on the air mattress / sofa, and he stayed in the RV / hotel. And maybe he had to do that because somebody had this shit. Where he gonna bring his tricks back to? Huh? Where is he gonna bring his tricks back to? That's what we need to know. He needs the RV. He needs the ambulance. He needs that shit. Oh, weirdo. He's a weirdo. Nesto Shackle Shuffle Walk of Shame says Shirley Strawberry allowed a lot to be said and suggested without defending or denying anything. It's just proof that she doesn't like confrontation. Sonya is more likely to know about Nesto's crimes. She knows about his crimes. Yeah, I believe Shirley didn't know the crimes in and out, but Sonya does now on this side of it, and she elects to stay with him. It's weird. She likes that shit. She's like Sylvia. That's what they got in common. Only Me 23. Tasha K was keeping Steve's name in it. Yeah. She kept bringing Steve in it. That's true. She did. That girl says Shirley was not trying to hide Nesto at Steve's house. People are reaching. Yeah, I don't think that Shirley was trying to do that either. I want to hear this call because I want to know why it is that Majeski believes that he was considering going to Dubai or to Florida with a girlfriend. That's what I need to understand. Okay. The woman he chose says Sonya was most likely lying to everybody. Sonya does lie to everybody about everything. Work in progress. She did say she lies, and Sylvester back said she lied all the time too. Yeah, they a mess. They're a match made in heaven. They're perfect friends. They're besties. Yeah. Make It Rain says Shirley Strawberry hired a PI, and Shirley knows a few things. Now that's true too. If she hired a PI, she knows exactly what type of shit he is up to. So she's again elected to stay with this dude throughout all of that. Like, let me see. Let me keep moving. That girl Shirley did not say nothing about hiding Nesto nowhere. Okay. I want to see it. I want to hear it, child. Kimmy J said, I remember when you were there to give Sonya a great Q&A. Sonya couldn't keep up with her truths. It was a wonderful effort. Thank you. I tried, child. I tried. She wore me out. Bye, T-Rain. All right. The woman you chose says Sonya repeated that they had been separated since March 22 to justify her actions. That's right, which was no justification at all because there is picture evidence that they spent the 4th of July together. So make it make sense. How's that possible? How is that possible? Oh, Miss Principal said, didn't Lamont mention Dubai as well? I don't know. The woman he chose said, so this is random. Something interesting just came up on my phone. It says that Fulton County prosecutors are requesting to have Young Thug's probation revoked for those who are interested. What happened? Child, what'd he do? Did he do something? I hope he paid his restitution, child. Oh, he ain't in Florida. Okay, he might be good. Hey, Nestor Shekel Shuffle Walk of Shame says she was the wife as she knew. I am separated from my housemate. It's not a stretch. Well, it's helpful in being able to file that divorce. That it does help with that. Real says Shirley said in a call from Fulton County that Nesto should get away for a while after this is over. She said her boss had a house in Dubai. Aha. Gotcha. But why would she say that? This is the thing about it. Let's just be clear. Why would she need to say my boss has a house in Dubai when they spend time in Dubai with her boss? Did they go to Dubai because of the boss? Was Shirley kind of working at the time? Wasn't Shirley over there when Steve was over there? Would she need to tell him that in a call? I say all that to say, if she said it, it might suggest something else. We got pictures of him being in Dubai, didn't we? So why wouldn't we? Why would she need to tell him that he was with her when she was there? I don't know. That's interesting. That's real interesting. The real VB said the only call that I heard about Dubai was Lamont. He said, once you get out of this mess, we're going to go to Dubai and chill on the water. Oh, okay. People hearing different stuff. Sonya not only knows, but I bet Sonya participated in some of his criminality. It's possible. Who knows? Mimi55 said, please, V, find that call between Shirley and Nesto and getting to Dubai. It was when Shirley said to Nesto that she wasn't a victim. Really? Oh, yeah, we got to find that. I got to find that. Thank you, Mimi. Sage, there is a call where Boney and Nesto talked about how he would be coming to visit her once he made bond. Oh, really? That's another call I need to hear. See, these calls, y'all heard these calls before I even did the interview and before I was really listening to the calls. So, yeah. Kimmy J said, I'm still confused on how and why Shirley could get past the whole mush mouth motherfucker talk. I really believe that she thought he was on point, but he wasn't. A PI was a method of making sure that she covers her ass. Is it because did she leave him? When did she get this PI? That's what I want to know. Around what time frame did she hire this damn PI? Joanne AW said he was posting reckless on ATO police on attorney and Scooter. Really? He was posting recklessly? Well, how is that against his well, what about that is against his probation, I wonder? Interesting, Joanna. Thank you. Nestle Shackle Shuckle Walk of Shame says she hired the PI when all of these things began to unfold in the public. The real VB says that chill on the water got me, like international waters, so he can't get arrested. Mr. and my crime show. Oh, chill on the water. Interesting. And the real VB said, but the wife treats y'all like the help. So why would they invite you to Dubai? That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like there's another, well, I don't know. Maybe, I mean, they may allow, so Marjorie would allow them at Steve's house in Dubai, but not the house in town where they at. That does seem different. I don't know. You bring up a good point. Kimmy J, thank you so much for gifting a membership. Let's see who got it. It went to G Creates. G Creates, you received a membership from Kimmy J. Thank Kimmy J in the chat, and thank you, Kimmy J, for your support. I appreciate that. I do. Shirley said, after the mess was over, not before, that Nesto could go Steve. So stop reaching, as I said. Wait, what now? Shirley said, after the mess was over, not before, that Nesto could go to Steve's. So stop reaching, as I said. Okay, so they're saying, so, ooh, you sound mad, that girl, child. Chill out, child. So let's see. That was probably his first trip overseas. Maybe. Didn't they go somewhere else? So I feel like in the pictures we saw somewhere else they may have gone. He never went to Paris or anything. Hey, Miss Lorraine. Let's see. Them folks Shirley knew I was in the bushes the whole time. Great show, V. Thank you, them folks. Shirley knew. The woman you chose, y'all got some good memories. Okay, that's true. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all, because I got people coming even tonight to help me with the moving stuff, child. It's just a whole shit show. All right. Anyway, so y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you so much for tonight. Thank you for kicking it with me. Let me say this too, real quick. I had said that I wasn't gonna mention my spot fund, like really promoting it. And I'm not necessarily promoting it, but what I will say is this: there's no way for me to acknowledge you guys on the account itself. If you say something in my comment section on YouTube, right, I can like send you a heart, or I can say something as a response. And I can't seem to do that on spot fund. So I will, as people are uh, being so generous and gifting, I will be mentioning it as we come live. So just know that. And again, I can't thank you enough, people. You guys have been so kind to me, and I'm very, very grateful. Okay. To everyone. Oh, there's a couple things over here I need to acknowledge. Sorry. Let's see. Okay. A cut above Lady T says that they said snitched on BMF allegedly. What? That he snitched on BMF? Now I know you lying. I thought that Tasha K, she said something about BMF, but I thought it was like a jokey joke. I thought she was being sarcastic. And then let's be clear, that can't possibly be true if Sonya had her raggedy foil covered ass at a BMF party. Are you serious right now? You have got to be kidding me. Ciao. Anyway, thank you, a cut above Lady T. I didn't know that, child. Ooh, I'll be looking that up. Hey, T-Rain. I know T-Rain said she had to go, but thank you so much, T-Rain. So much. If you're catching this on the replay, baby, I am sorry that I didn't get to tell you why you were here. Okay. Thank you so much for your super chat. Blessings, sis. XOXO. Hugs and kisses back to you. Thank you, T-Rain. And Kimi J, she gifted a membership. I think we called that one out again. Thank you so much, Kimi J, for gifting the membership. And thank you so much for your super chat. I really, really appreciate it. Everything y'all do helps this channel grow. And I appreciate it so, so much. What's going on in here? Let's see. What's going on here? Let me see. Natasha said Marjorie sensed that Nesto was a scammer. That's why she didn't want them around Steve Harvey's house. Birds of a feather know each other. Now, that's maybe true, but let's be clear about something. Shirley had been working with this man for, 20 years or more? 20 years. She only been with Nesto for 10. So what was going on the first 10 years that she never got over to the house? Something had happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had never been to that man's house, and maybe that is a new house for them, but it gave me the vibes that she had never been to none of the houses. That's the vibe it gave me, but I could be wrong, child. CJ said Nyla did an interview with 2 women that worked at Nesto's Buckhead. If you listen, some sketchy stuff was going on in the barbershop. Oh, absolutely. I heard those interviews. And absolutely some nasty shit was going on at the damn barbershop. But that's my point. Like, girl, there's too many people. And that's why I was saying yesterday about Dion. Dion is trash. He knew his daddy was trash. The fact that he's trying to even uphold his raggedy ass daddy on the phone, knowing that he was making women strip to come in there to apply for a fucking job at a barber shop, acting like Shirley Strawberry was some sort of CIA agent, like she was the president, and she had to be protected, and he was there to guard her, and they can't have their phones around. Like, come on, like, what is going on here? Just sound ridiculous. Just ridiculous. So okay, I see y'all talking shit in the chat. Like, we gonna hear things differently. We gonna see things differently. Now, I don't know any reason why anybody would get so angry unless they Shirley, child. Are you Shirley? But outside of Shirley, who is mad, child? Who mad? Every time I hear that ringer, I think of them old rotary phones. That's Miss Principal. That's why I got that damn ringer on, because that shit is loud. I feel like that's the loudest ringtone they have on the phone. And I need that shit because I can't see and I can't hear. Okay. So when I'm asleep, I really need something that's going to wake me the hell up. Sure do. Sure do. So anyway, yes, Miss Principal. Okay, let's see. Is that it? So anyway, this was good, V. Good luck on your move. Thank you so much, Jesus. Okay. I don't think y'all gonna really see me tomorrow, or have me, hear me doing a show or nothing tomorrow, y'all. I'm not going nowhere right away, Callie. Callie Bell, I'm just moving out of my place. I'll be here for at least 2-3 weeks, and then I'm moving on. Okay. So I just got to get out of here and get stuff in storage. And then I got to work out the second phase, which is shipping some stuff, shipping my car, shipping some of my belongings, getting my plane ticket. So, this thing is in parts. So we're piecing it up. This part is the hardest part, if you ask me. I just can't wait for this shit to be done. Thank you guys. I appreciate it, though. All right, everybody. I'm gonna check out here, y'all. And if you do you have tea? Are you spilling tea or something? Let's see. Remember, Shirley turned on her own blood daughter during that time. Shirley was talking bad about her daughter to Nesto on a recorded line. So why couldn't she try to protect Nesto? Here's my thing. I feel like even that call was a setup. I feel like by that time that she made that call, and I've said this before, I don't have any proof of this. This is just my feeling. I feel that at the time that she came out and told Nesto that Sheridan had gone down there and talked to them people, I think by that time Shirley already had known about it for some time, that she was trying to figure out a way to tell him that she knew some shit was about to come out because she was working with the police too. She had talked to them. That's what I believe. I believe that Shirley has been dealing with the authorities longer than the time period in which she cut Nesto off. I believe that there are things she began to hear and learn that caused her to cut him off. Finally, there were things that she was learning more and more about. I think that she had already, at that time, she was trying to cover her ass because, Delicadelle. Yes, Delicadelle, I got your message. Yesterday's message. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you and thank you and thank you. And that's the other thing, y'all. I am gonna probably come out here tomorrow. If nothing else, I'm gonna come out here and walk through that the campaign, and those that have actually given. There's some of you, of course, that have given anonymously. I have to respect that. I don't even know who it is, but those that have left their name, I really want to acknowledge everybody. And there are some people that gave via CashApp, Zelle, yes, CashApp and Zelle, outside of the campaign itself. So that's why I said I'm going to be bringing it up, because you guys have been extremely generous. So I probably will come out for that, but we've been here 3 hours, so I'm not going to do it now. Okay. So, but thank you everybody for your generosity. It has been a blessing. What you say, the real VB? Oh, Sonya gonna be pissed. She could barely get 100 with Nesto's GoFundMe and had to return that. Let me get out of here. I'm out of here. I have nothing to say. Thank you, everybody. I love y'all to pieces. Ain't nothing you could do about it. Everybody who contributed tonight, everybody who gave via Cash App, Super Chat, Zelle, the Spot Fund Me. Thank you to all of the moderators. Thank you to every single person in the chat. I hope that you hit the like button on the way in, but if you didn't, you can on the way out. And please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We got some things that are going to change around here very soon, and they're going to be good changes. And I want you all to get every single freaking notification. You hear me? So until we meet again, I love you to pieces. I'll see you tomorrow. And ain't a damn thing, not shit, you can do about it. Smooshes.